That's really very great. Apart from this, we have some common question that we got from the Google Forms that students have filled. So yes, a question is like, what can an article do if his or her firm is not allowing him to give the interviews? Like what he or she should do?
Actually, during the joining of your articleship, I think you should talk to your principal before joining and take his confirmation, and then join the firm. If you join without any talking, like you just join for articleship and suddenly you remind him later, most of the principals they won't allow, I feel. So I didn't intimate in the beginning. I didn't have the idea of industrial training while I joined, but later on it got developed, and then I spoke and he approved. So I think that worked for me. He was a good principal. So, but in case if you're feeling that, talk to it immediately and take the confirmation over mail. No words, no verbal confirmations. Take the confirmation written, because they might change the word anytime. And I have seen it. I have heard it from many people. So they just approved. They just told okay before, and while going, they just stopped. So this happened. So talk to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one more question, like someone is doing an articleship from a small size firm. So will he or she be able to get the selection in the industrial training? Like, what do you think? Do the articleship from the small size firm matters or not? What's your views?
Obviously, they will get selected. I am the best example. So if I take my firm, I was the only article assistant, only one BCom graduate, two BCom graduates were there, and my principal was there. So only we were just working among each other for 2 years. So even I thought like I was feeling very inferior. Okay, when I compared to my peers, um, or lot of friends were in Big Four. But when I started preparing for my interviews, and when I spoke to seniors, my confidence, it got built up there, especially. So the point is, when you get confident with your preparation levels, then I think nobody can beat you. And the best thing is, whatever you have learned, even I did just the basic things: bank audits, tax audits, GST filings, income tax filings, nothing more. Just the same basic work which every article does. But what did do special? I did theoretical knowledge. Like, I prepared all the theoretical knowledge for whatever work I am doing at my firm, and I prepared it to, like, expertise level. Like, if I have to go for bank audit, I just didn't have the idea of just of my checklist which I was going. But the CA Inter, for example, the bank audit chapter is there. I prepared every term, like, every term which appears in a balance sheet of a bank. So you might have the idea or do not have an idea, but they will definitely ask if they find that. So if you take GSTR, so GSTR 9A or any reconciliation, IT input reconciliation is there. So how do we perform? Explain them the process. They will definitely ask you. For example, Excel. So I just had an idea of MS Excel. They told like, what formulas do you have? I told entire formulas list. So there at the time, advanced ITT was going on. That was also an add-on. So I had a hands-on. So you need to prove whatever it's written in your resume, and you need to give clarity that whatever you have learned, you know it at an expertise level. So if you give that confidence to the recruiter, they will blindfolding it with you. And apart from that, you need to have the extracurricular activities, like they will help you a lot. I did nothing special. I just prepared it at an, like, which makes you confident. That's it.
Yeah, so extra curriculum plays a very vital role while
Yeah.
joining IT. Okay, so
Yes.
one more question. So someone is saying that if he didn't go for IT, will he be able to get a job at MNC or not?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. They can get. So it's not a mandatory thing, but it will definitely add a value. Uh, but if you have a good mid-sized firm, like you had an good exposure in a mid-sized firm or upper mid-sized firm, small firm as well. But the point is, if you have 3 years of articleship experience, then I would recommend you to clear it in first attempt. So that becomes a factor there. If I did in IOCL, I deferred my attempt and gave. I cleared it in first attempt. That's a different point. But if you are going for articleship of 3 years, no deferment, clear it in first attempt, because that plays a because when companies shortlist you, they find that first rule, no industrial training, and then they check your studies, then attempts, and then everything. The filtering criteria goes on like. So if you just think about it, you can get the idea. So that thing plays a lot of role. And even my roommate is there, so he also did 3 years of normal articleship only. So even he got recruited with me in Standard Chartered. So that's not a thing. But he had a complete grip over it. He aced the interview.
Okay, so that's I think that will really help. So we have question from the audience. So anyone who wants to ask,
Yes, I'm also.
Hi,
Yes.
good evening, Sai.
Yes, Varun.
I think many of the listeners also have this question that what made you choose between the finance domain in UBS and accounting in IOCL?
Oh, like my consideration was other actually. I was in Guwahati. I did my IOCL
Yeah.
and IOCL industrial training in Guwahati, and my articleship was also in Guwahati only. And UBS at the time, COVID second wave was going on, March 2021 at that time. So they offered me a work from home, and I didn't want to do work from home. I wanted to go to the office, and I was part of ICASA as well. ICASA Guwahati, I was a committee member, and if I go out of the city and I would be losing my membership as a committee member there. I wanted to continue for another half year. That played a very vital role. So I wanted to stay in Guwahati. And IFCO, Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited, they offered me at Gujarat. So Gujarat, if I shift there, I would lose here ICASA and everything. And I didn't want to shift from directly from northeast, from east to west. It will make a like I wouldn't be able to easily commute to back to my home. So that was a very big. So location and all were a big factor. Role was very good. UBS role was good, and even IFCO was very good role for normal finance only. So these external factors also make a lot of difference, right? So because of
Yes.
staying in Guwahati, I got a lot of opportunities later on in my and even in IOCL, it was a very good experience. Company was also I was not losing any value. It of course added my value. That was a point.
One just add-on question. If the external factors wouldn't have been there, what would have been your preference? The finance domain or the accounting domain?
If UBS would have offered me office, then I would have gone for
Yeah.
UBS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank
because
you.
UBS interview
Thank you,
was
Sai.
very very tough, man. It was almost
Yeah.
1.5 hour interview. It was almost a job
Mm.
level interview. Like they literally screwed me up. Like everything about
Great.
SFM. So, but it went good, and I got
Yeah.
selected.
any other question?
Thanks.
Yes, yes. Hi, Saran.
Yes,
Uh,
brother.
yeah, so actually, currently I'm doing my industrial training from UBS only. But I
Okay.
just one question that how you used to manage your study during the industrial training, and like as we are getting the less period of leaves in as compared to the articles, if we are getting only 3 months leave. So how you used to manage the CA final studies?
So as I think I told this earlier. So
Hmm.
I completed many of my subjects, 4 to 4.5 subjects preparation before I joined my articleship. So that was a good part. And along with articleship, after the quarterly closings during the normal days, I got Saturday and Sunday leaves, and the working hours were 9:30 to 6 to 6:30. So in the evening times, once I go to my room, and then I used to allocate 2 to 2.5 hours every day. So that was a balancing time, and even I deferred my attempt. I just got 2 months leave for IOCL.
Hmm.
So because my training period was just 12 months, I got 10 months of working time and 2 months of study leave. So I deferred my attempt and I got 4 months because of
Okay,
different. Yeah.
okay, okay. So should we defer the attempt like if we are getting less period of leaves for CA final?
Yes. No worries. Yeah. One attempt can be deferred. That's not an issue because my articleship was ending in March 2022 and
Hmm.
I was eligible to give in November 2021.
Okay,
So November 2021, March 2022. If I defer my attempt, it goes to May 2022. So if you
right.
see the gap between my ending of articleship and my exam time period, it was just 2 months, March and May. So if
Hmm.
you see that difference, it was just very minute. 2 months, no one will see, and it doesn't make a big difference. So that's why I deferred.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sai.
Yeah. Welcome.
More questions?
I
Anyone?
think.
Harshit? Abhishek,
Ayush, yeah, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Hi,
or
Sai.
you
My
can
name is
write them.
Abhishek.
Yes, Abhishek.
My question is, normally how much time it takes between giving the submitting the resume and getting interview call, and from interview to getting selection mail.
Mm, it differs actually. Uh, Actually, I took two platforms. First one is CA Industrial Training Portal by ICAI, and the second one was LinkedIn. So I got IOCL from LinkedIn, and in the LinkedIn when I applied, it was very immediate. Like within one day, I got the call from the concerned recruiting person that I have checked your resume and your interview date is this and this. Within one day, I got. So I think LinkedIn is pretty much active in getting calls. But in the ICAI portal, I got IFCO and UBS. So when I applied, within 1 week, I got the mail from the company that we have received your application through CA Industrial Training Portal. Uh, so within 1 week, they communicated with me and they informed the interview date as well within that mail within 1 week. So and the interview was scheduled the next week. So it was just 2 weeks apart within my application date and interview date, and result was given in 2 to 3 days. So that's the ideal time period. And in CA Industrial Training Portal, apply the most recent ones because if there is a time gap of 1 month before posted vacancy, so you may not get calls. The recruitment might have already been completed. That might happen.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So anyone else?
Hi, Sai.
Yes, Harshit.
I just wanted to ask you a small question. You just said that your roommate is also doing work in Standard Chartered, and you are too. So, what does the difference? You did your IT, right? तो उससे
Yes.
आपके पैकेज में कितना डिफरेंस है?
नहीं, पैकेज में कुछ डिफरेंस नहीं है. कंपनी स्टैंडर्ड चार्टर्ड लाइक इन द कैंपस दे ऑफर फिक्स होता है सीटीसी एंड ऑल. सो उसमें कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ा. एक्चुअली ही वाज ऑफ कैंपस, आई वाज इन कैंपस. सो दैट्स द ओनली डिफरेंस. ऑफ कैंपस उसने अप्लाई किया था, उसको खुद जाना जाके पड़ा. सो इट वाज हिज एफर्ट, बट मेरा कैंपस में इट गॉट शॉर्टलिस्टेड एंड वो वाला सीन था बस.
Okay, he just had to put more efforts. That's all.
Yes. And he got lately because he missed the campus and then campus में उसका shortlisting नहीं हुआ था. Okay. So he had to apply off campus and then go to Standard Chartered. But मेरा in campus ही shortlisting हो गया था. That's a difference.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we will stop here. Thank you, Sai, for guiding us. Everyone, like I think अब सबको पता चल गया है how to get into IOCL and everything. So thank you so much for giving us time.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I just want to add one point. If you want to go into PSUs, right, uh, you won't get the notification recruiting circular in any of the portals or something. They won't post that. The concerned persons, accounting officers who are working there, they post on LinkedIn. So it's better that you follow the officers who are working there on LinkedIn. They would post anytime, or you can chat with them. They will tell you whether the vacancies are there or not. So that's the one thing if you want, because many ask me like how you got to know in IOCL. So that's a big question. Even in IOCL, any other PSU as well. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Sai, for connecting with us.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Just want
Thank
to
you. Thank you.
add one thing at the last.
Yeah.
Sai, literally, you are a powerhouse of talent, and having you here was a very great and interesting for everyone. Each one of us got to learn a lot more from you. So thank you so very much for joining us for today's session.
Yeah, my pleasure, Shristi. And thank you so much, my student club. You guys are doing a very great job. So it's my heartfelt thanks for you. Keep doing the good webinars like this. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Over to you, Shrishti.
So, guys, let's move on to our next speaker. So, Purva, let's introduce.
So next is Ayush Gupta. Is he already joined?
Yes, he's present.
Okay. So, hello Ayush. Ayush is pursuing his IT in UBS under the investment banking domain. He pursued his articleship from Deloitte, and he has been volunteering many events from the National Service Scheme, and he is the member of the Economic Think Council. He is a creative writer and a social worker. So yes, we are extremely delighted to have you, Ayush. Team MSC welcomes you.
Yeah,
Over
hi
to you.
Purva. Yes, thank you for this good introduction, and thank you, team My Student Club, for inviting me. Pleasure to be part here. Yes, thanks.
Welcome, Ayush. So, guys, investment banking. Like Google Forms में this was the most word. यही शब्द था जो इतने बार आया था investment banking, IB, all that thing. So finally the wait is over. We are having a session on investment banking. So Ayush, so investment banking, as we all know, आज मतलब ये time पे it is the most sought domain, and बहुत सारे लोग चाहते हैं कि they should go into IB because knowledge wise भी, and to be honestly speaking, the whooping amount of pay that they give to the professionals in IB. So I would like to know more from you. Like, what exactly does your role in UBS looks like? Like, what practical exposures can one gain if he joins UBS, and what are the more information like product control? Your LinkedIn ID says. So, what exactly product control is?
Yeah. So, hi Shishri, thank you. So, as you have told that I'm in UBS. UBS is an investment banking company, and yes, investment banking is a very sought after domain for everyone due to the high paying jobs that it offers. So yes, I'm in the product control domain of UBS. So product control, what product control basically does is we you know we prepare the accurate and correct financial reporting that goes into the books of UBS. So as you know that in investment bank there are like front office and back office. So in India, UBS does not provide the facility of front office. It has its middle office and back office. So I'm in that product control. So what we do here, I mean my work is that UBS performs big deals, the M&A transactions of big multinational companies of the world. And then after they perform their services, we check their engagement letter, all the documents, and we, after checking all this, we see that the as per IFRS 15 and as per IFRS 9 are all the conditions satisfied, and then we book the revenue of that transaction in the books of UBS. So that is the basic one of the role of in product control. And then there are many side roles also, like we prepare the MIS. There are many reconciliations that are made on the daily basis. There are daily PNLs are being, means daily PNLs are booked, so that is being reported. So all this work is there. See if uh, anyone at this level, I mean in industrial training, they won't give you like big deals that go and talk to clients. So what we means, if someone is in IB, actually we get to know the overall business of IB, what these means, why these companies are getting so much money, what is there in their business. So at this young age we are getting to know. We are sitting with the CA, the CFA level candidates and see those people, so we get to learn a lot of things. So that is a big advantage here. Yeah. And as I told that I'm in product control, so apart from product control also there are many profiles that are being offered by UBS in in India offices. So yes, like internal audit is also there, reporting, regulatory reporting is also there, many profiles are there. So yes.
Great. So it thinks it's quite a lot of interesting work that happens there at UBS and that you are doing. So, like anything you could share about how was your experience up till now in the UBS?
Okay, so means I've joined UBS only in this March. So I've completed 4 months here. My fifth month is going on. And the culture is quite good here, the team is good, managers are good, so all that means, there is one doubt that we go to corporates, how will be the culture there, would it be toxic? So no, that I didn't experience here. The culture was very good, people are good, and I believe that people are good everywhere. Just you have to you have to behave in such a way, then the other person will also reciprocate in the same way. So the experience is good, and the work pressure is also not very much. I mean, there is 9 hours of working every day for 5 days a week, and the weekends are completely off. So these 9 hours working is there for 5 days a week, and this UBS also provide cab facility. So cab comes to pick up and drop. So that is a big advantage. I mean, the traveling, the time, uh, time bachta hai traveling ka, and there is a hybrid kind of model also. So I mean, 3 days you have to go office, 2 days you can do work from home. So this hybrid culture is very good in MNCs. You get the time to study also, means for 2 days of weekdays you save that traveling time, so you can study in that time. Weekends are off. So yeah, that is a kind of a good experience, and I'm getting to know these M&A transactions, big deals of that happens across the world. So yeah, that's exciting work kind of.
Yeah, great. So अभी तो जो जितने speakers दो speakers आए थे they both were chartered accountants and we
Mm.
all are here CA students. So
Mhm.
most sort thing balance हो पा रहा है.
नहीं, सो एक्चुअली मीन्स जो पहले भी स्पीकर्स ने बोला, और ज्यादातर जो आप लोगों ने सुना होगा कि क्लासेस पहले खत्म कर लो, अगर खत्म हो गई हैं उसके बाद ही इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग का सोचो। सो मैं अपना केस बताऊं तो मेरा तो सिर्फ मैंने एफआर थोड़ा सा स्टार्ट किया था, 20% मेरा एफआर ही हुआ था जब मैंने इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग ज्वाइन की, और बाकी कोई सब्जेक्ट नहीं हुए थे। सो आई मीन दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन यू। आप ज्वाइन करने के बाद भी कर सकते हो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि अगर आपका नहीं हुआ तो आप ज्वाइन ही नहीं कर सकते। यू कैन, इफ यू मीन्स, आई बिलीव इन एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग विथ थिंग्स। सो like I was in Deloitte for first 8 months in the internal audit, then for 10 months I shifted to a mid-sized firm in Mumbai. So there, and then उसके बाद फिर मेरा मन किया कि नहीं, अभी इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग भी एक, क्योंकि इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग एक यही सिर्फ, हम सीए बनने के बाद तो इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग कर नहीं सकते, यही तो एक टाइम है इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग करने का। सो व्हाई नॉट टू डू
Correct.
दैट? सो इसलिए ये भी करना था, ये भी किया, और अभी तो न्यू सिलेबस आ गया है। सो the subjects have reduced from 8 to 6, so that's kind of big advantage. If you like theory subjects, you feel that वो self study से हो सकते हैं, so no need to take classes for that, do self study। क्लासेस भी ज़्यादा बड़ी मत लो। मीन्स व्हाट आई डू कि जो थोड़ा छोटी क्लासेस होती हैं, कम ड्यूरेशन की, आई प्रेफर दैट क्लासेस, बिकॉज मेन तो सेल्फ स्टडी से ही होना है सब। सो प्रेफर दैट क्लासेस, प्रिपेयर गुड नोट्स, एंड ऑन वीकेंड्स इंजॉय नहीं करने का, मतलब करने का बट थोड़ा कम करने का, और पढ़ाई ज़्यादा करना है। सो वो करेंगे, और ऑफिस के बाद भी अगर रूटीन बन जाता है तो ऑफिस से पहले और ऑफिस के बाद भी 2-2 घंटे 3 घंटे रोज पढ़ लो तो हो जाएगा। एंड व्हेन यू गो टू दीज बिग कंपनीज, तो एक काफी अच्छा नेटवर्क ऑफ पीपल बनता है इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनीज का, who are, they have done articleship from big firms, big fours, from different, they are from different part of countries। so सबका एक अलग, सबने फाउंडेशन में और इंटरमीडिएट में सबका एक अलग अप्रोच रहा होगा, अलग एक्सपीरियंस रहा होगा। सो यू गेट टू लर्न फ्रॉम दैट, एक कम्युनिटी बिल्डअप होती है। सो दैट ऑल हेल्प्स, आई मीन, या।
Yeah. So basically, Ayush, we could give you a name, Ayush the Explorer. So it would be a
थैंक्स।
okay. So moving on towards, we would like to hear from you some of the interview tips or interview में कैसे questions पूछे जाते हैं and what all content should we refer before going for the interview relating to investment banking?
Okay, okay. So I gave interviews of a lot of companies. I think around 12, 13 companies interview I gave. And then I was also selected in around 5, 6, 7 companies. So means what a general trend I've seen in different interviews, and particularly in UBS also, that firstly they'll ask you about yourself. That is a common question. Then whatever you have written on your CV, means your experience in your articleship, they try to drill down on that, that वो समझना चाहते हैं कहीं आपने डमी तो नहीं किया है, आपने जो लिखा है वो एक्चुअल में काम किया है कि नहीं, आप उसको एक्सप्लेन कर पा रहे हो या नहीं, जो आपने सीवी में लिखे हैं इन योर एक्सपीरियंस. सो दैट पॉइंट उस पर वो पूछते हैं कि अच्छा आपने ऑडिट किया, आपने किस कंपनी का स्टैट ऑडिट किया है, आपने वहां पर क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन फाइंड की थी, उस कंपनी का बिजनेस मॉडल कैसा था. सो दैट थिंग्स द इंटरव्यूअर्स वांट टू आस्क. मीन्स क्योंकि आफ्टर ज्वाइनिंग अ कंपनी, सारी कंपनीज के अलग सिस्टम होते हैं, अलग प्रोसेस होते हैं, वो जब आप जाओगे तो वो लोग सिखा देंगे, बट वो समझना चाहते हैं कि आप कहीं मतलब फर्जी आदमी तो नहीं हो, आपने सच में काम कर रहे हो ना, तो यहाँ भी करोगे ही. और फिर उसके बाद they mainly ask you the basics of accounting, basics of SFM, these, and maybe they can ask the basics of taxation. So means वो basic ही पूछते हैं accounting में, like they can ask you golden rules, they can ask you means दो इंडेयर्स जो काफी पूछे जाते हैं, 115 और 116. तो ये दोनों इंडेयर्स से कई बार क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं इन लाइक इन आईबी और इन investment banking, this kind of companies, they ask you about basics of stock market, some of the common terms that are famous in stock market, like what is stock exchange, what is OTC, what is difference between future and options. So they just wanted to see that if you know the basics or not, your basics, your foundation is clear or not, उसके ऊपर का तो they will train you. And apart from that, they in most of interviews, interviewer also ask that what functions you know on Excel. So tell that how would you rate yourself on Excel. So that is also. So these kind of questions are asked, and yes, just be confident and just clear your basics before giving the interview, and also read about the company जिसका आप interview देने जा रहे हो, about that profile, the basics you should know. तभी वो confidence भी आता है और वो सामने दिखता है. So that is the thing about this interview thing. And preparing a good CV is definitely important. एक वन पेजर सीवी होना चाहिए, 2 पेज की कोई जरूरत नहीं होती. वन पेजर सीवी, उसमें आपका जो भी आर्टिकलशिप का एक्सपीरियंस है वो अच्छे से हाईलाइटेड हो, कुछ जो आपकी स्किल्स हैं, कुछ आपका कम्युनिकेशन, ये सब जो भी आपने अगर कुछ एक्स्ट्रा कोर्सेज किए हैं वो सब आप लिख सकते हो. एंड यस, एंड एक चीज और, जब सीवी भेजते हैं व्हेन वी सेंड टू एचआर, सो मेल बॉडी में सिर्फ सीवी अटैच करके नहीं भेज देना होता है, मेल में भी लिखना होता है दैट यस आई वांटेड टू परस्यू इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, माय सीए फाइनल इज अटेम्प्ट इतने में ड्यू है. तो वो सब आप लिख के भेजो तो डेफिनेटली रिप्लाई आता है. और एक चीज मैं बोलूंगा कि ठीक है, इंटरव्यूअर तो क्वेश्चन पूछता ही है, बट हमें भी इंटरव्यूअर से कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछने होते हैं, लाइक प्रोफाइल में एग्जैक्टली व्हाट विल आई गेट टू डू देयर, राइट, एक ये क्वेश्चन. एंड व्हाट इज द वर्किंग टाइमिंग्स, हाउ विल बी द वर्क प्रेशर, वीकेंड्स में काम करना पड़ सकता है क्या, अगर करना पड़ सकता है तो महीने में कितने वीकेंड्स में काम करना पड़ सकता है, अगर टाइमिंग एक्सटेंड होती है तो कितनी एक्सटेंड हो सकती है. these are the things that you should ask to interviewer in the interview. And yes, I think these are you can also ask the कि like आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कितने इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनीज हैं. मीन्स कई बार कोई कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फर्स्ट टाइम इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनीज हायर कर रहे होते हैं, सो देन दे विल ट्रीट यू एज अ एम्प्लॉय, सो वो तो नहीं चाहिए. सो यू कैन आस्क दैट ऑल्सो. सो दीज आर द थिंग्स, बिकॉज अभी क्या है, जब हम आर्टिकलशिप ढूंढ रहे होते हैं तब तो हम लोग यू नो वी आर लाइक किड्स, बच्चे होते हैं, तो हम उतना कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं होता, सामने क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ पाते हम इंटरव्यूअर से. बट नाउ अभी हमारे पास तो है एक आर्टिकलशिप तो है ही, सो वी आर इन अ बेटर पोजिशन, वी कैन नेगोशिएट, वी कैन देख सकते हैं कि दिस कंपनी सूट्स मी और नॉट. अगर उनका वीकेंड्स में अगर 6 days वर्किंग है और वीकेंड्स में यूजुअली काम होता है, तो फिर there is no point joining that kind of company because वहाँ पढ़ने को ही टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. So yes, these are the things.
Okay. So, Ayush, as we have given some of the Google forms to the audience and they have filled the questions. So, the one of the question is, एक जन पूछ रहा है कि like currently he is working for government advisory related domain, building financial models. So, इस sort of domain में वो articleship कर रहा है. So, क्या वो इस sort of domain में articleship करते हुए investment banking में मतलब फ्यूचर कर सकता है क्या, लाइक फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग?
हाँ, यस, आई मीन डेफिनेटली आर्टिकलशिप में तो सबका अलग अलग एक्सपीरियंस होता है। इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग आईबी में करनी है या इन जनरल आईबी जाना है, तो एक चीज डेटा एनालिसिस आजकल काफी पॉपुलर है। तो डेटा एनालिसिस के जो टूल्स हैं लाइक एक्सेल, एडवांस्ड एक्सेल, पावर बीआई, ये सब थोड़ी चीजें इसका कोर्सेज कर सकते हैं। And apart from that, powerpoint is a common thing. Then yes, and then what I said, the basics should be clear, like stock market का, सिक्योरिटीज का, ये जो बेसिक्स हैं इन चीजों पर थोड़ा फोकस करेंगे, देन यस, एंड कम्युनिकेशन प्लेज अ मेजर रोल in any interview for getting through it. So yeah, the confidence and the basics, the foundation, the references, all that matters. Yeah, so definitely
ओके,
can get through.
ग्रेट। सो ऐसी कोई स्किल्स है जो मतलब इंटरव्यूअर आप में देख के एकदम से कह दे कि हाँ तुम ही हो वो जिसकी हमें तलाश थी? ऐसी एनी सच स्किल्स व्हिच द पीपल शुड हैव इन देम?
आ, आप कितना भी स्किल ले लो, इंटरव्यूअर के पास ऑब्वियसली बहुत सारे ऑप्शन है। सो वो रियलिटी है, बट ये स्किल्स, एक तो ऑब्वियसली द कम्युनिकेशन इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्किल टू गो इन कॉर्पोरेट. So communication plays a major role. So work on that skill, and means communication, the confidence, that plays a major role. Then the, you are properly able to articulate things. And if agar aap kuch in during the interview, if you can highlight some of the, some of the leadership roles or the positions of responsibility that you have held ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड ऑफ आर्टिकलशिप और इन कॉलेज और स्कूल डेज, सो वो एक आपका एक वो दिखाता है कि यस, ही इज द पर्सन हु इज काइंड ऑफ able to take the responsibility. So these are the things what the potential manager looks into you if he wants to take you in his team. So these are things which you can, portray during your interview, so that can play a good role. And then manager बोल सकता है हाँ यही तो है वो.
ओके, सो लास्ट पार्ट फॉर यू आयुष।
Yeah.
ऑडियंस किसी को कुछ पूछना है, एनी क्वेश्चंस यू आर हैविंग टू पुट फोर्थ टुवर्ड्स आयुष, प्लीज रेज योर हैंड्स। भरत, या भरत आप तो खुद ही यूबीएस में हो, सो यू गाइस नो ईच अदर, इज इट समथिंग लाइक दैट?
Yes, we know each other.
ओके, सो कुछ पूछना है आपको भरत, या ऐसे ही दोस्त के लिए दोस्ती?
No, I just wanted to ask well, like we are working on mid office, so will it be work like help in future to get into front office? Bharat, what I feel that definitely we, since we are in the IB domain, in IB industry, so actually we get to know what is in IB. We are not actually in front office, but we know what front office does to a major Right. extent, because we are the back office. We account the revenues. So yes, that kind of help. But as we also know that यहाँ से वहां तो इंटरनल ट्रांसफर तो ऑब्वियसली नहीं मिलता है, सो Correct. यू हैव टू लीव दैट this job here and then apply in other company, some other company in front office. So yeah, but obviously the work that you have done here still counts and adds to your experience. Yeah. Okay, so ultimately it will help, right? Yeah, definitely it will
Okay.
help, don't
Okay.
worry. Thank you, Ayush.
ओके,
Yeah,
अभिषेक यू
thanks.
मे आस्क।
Yeah, hi Ayush.
Hi, Abhishek.
So my question is like my SFM classes is yet not over. So how
Mhm.
much SFM knowledge should we have before appearing for investment banking interview?
Okay, so means in my case, I have not started only SFM classes before my interview. So what I said that yeah, basics is very important. Sometimes we see the classes and we are so much into these formulas and these models, valuation models, that we ignore the basics. And then वो सामने वाला बंदा बेसिक्स पूछ लेगा तो बोलेंगे अरे ये तो क्लासेस में बताया नहीं था सर ने. So that kind of basic should be clear. And yes, definitely अगर valuation models ये सब थोड़ा पढ़े हुए हैं, so that definitely helps the technique, budgeting techniques and all these. But in you can see that like I'm in product control, so what they do is they do is the accounting of these transactions. So you can like refer to ind AS 109, that is financial instruments. So financial instruments is it is mainly used for accounting of these in this industry. So yes, that thing can be done. And yes, the basics, that I would say. Yeah.
Okay, one more question I have is like, how much time should we wait before following up with HR regarding our selection after interview?
You can wait for like up to 1 week, not more than that. And
Okay,
don't hesitate to follow up once, twice. That's okay. Yeah,
okay, thank you.
yeah, no problem.
Okay, Sachin, you may ask your question quickly.
Hello, Ayush.
Hi, Sachin.
I want to ask that I have cleared CA intermediate actually in this May attempt
Mm-hmm.
and want to looking for articleship. But I have applied in many firms, in many big sixes, but I have not get any response from them. So can you please help me in finding a way how to apply or where to apply a proper way?
Okay, so since you're looking for articleship, I would say that connect to more and more people on LinkedIn who are doing their articleship from Big Six, and then send them your resume and tell them that you are looking to join Big Six, and if there is any vacancy, please let me know. Or if there is any vacancy in your team, please can you refer me. So if you the more people you connect and the more people you approach for for referring you, so the more chances is that somebody may refer you and you might get a call for interview. So and be active on LinkedIn, on these Telegram groups. There are many Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups. Be active on all these. So yes, definitely it will all help you. And yeah.
Okay, so I have sent you a connection request also. So
uh
please help me in that.
yeah, definitely, Sachin.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so very much, Ayush, for such an
Yeah.
insightful and interactive session. It was indeed very great meeting you, and I hope everyone enjoyed your session very well. So, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shrishti, Purva, and Padam for inviting me, and I enjoyed it a lot. And yes, the people who are on this call, I would say that please connect on LinkedIn. We might interact. If there is any doubt, you can reach out to me. And for if you want that you need your review of your CV, you can send it to me on LinkedIn. I will be happy to review it and send if any corrections are needed. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so friends, we are having something exciting about you that we haven't mentioned in our LinkedIn post. So, cameos तो सबको पता ही होंगे, like Bollywood movies में एक unexpected guest appearance. So today we are having towards you such an unexpected guest appearance. So we are having CA Harsh Patel with us. He is AI All India Rank 7 of this May 2023 attempt. He has completed his 2 years of articleship from ENY, and he has done his industrial training from Boston Consulting Group, that is BCG. He is into consulting domain and consulting. IB and consulting. These both are the most sought domains nowadays. And personally speaking, I'm also a bit very much towards consulting. So, yes, Harsh, welcome. MSC welcomes you and thank you for joining us here.
Hi, thank you for having me here, and hello everyone. So that was basically my profile. I am from Calcutta. I actually secured rank 39 in CA Foundations, didn't get a rank in CA Intermediate, have done my articleship for 2 years in EY Stat Audit, and then moved on to BCG as a management consulting intern basically. And it lasted for a year, and then I did my CA finals. So yeah.
So Harsh, are you currently into BCG or into somewhere else?
So yeah, we do have PPOs. So I'll be continuing there. So I
Okay.
don't have a joining date as of now, but yeah.
So Harsh, what exactly was your role in BCG? Like BCG इतना बड़ा नाम है, like many बहुत लोगों की dream company होती है to get it to BCG. So what exactly your role was in BCG?
Yeah, so BCG में I was an intern, right? So the way they treat you is basically equivalent to a summer associate of a big school. So MBA में you know, right? IM, ABC and Blackie में they have a 2 month summer internship. So we have the same role. Just the difference is कि हम लोग का होता है 8 महीने का plus 4 months का leave. So technically it's 12 months, but you only work for 8 months. And you are a part of one case or a project, and you have your separate modules. Modules in the sense कि हर एक strategy case या फिर let's say implementation case में you are given a certain responsibility, a case which you have to solve and come up with the solutions. Of course, in the very beginning, you have covers. Covers in the sense there are seniors who are there to guide you and help you out in case you get stuck somewhere. And since it is the very first thing you're doing, CS को तो बी स्कूल का कोई आइडिया नहीं होता, वी डोंट हैव एनी आइडिया कि केस स्टडी भी कैसे सॉल्व करते हैं, राइट? सो वी डू नीड अ कवर एंड कवर देते हैं, दे हेल्प यू आउट. एंड जैसे फर्स्ट मॉड्यूल हो गया, राइट, एंड आफ्टर दैट 8 months इज अ लॉन्ग टाइम, सो यू गेट टू वर्क ऑन मल्टीपल मॉड्यूल्स. एंड मैनेजमेंट कंसल्टिंग में इट इज सो कि एवरी वीक यू लर्न समथिंग न्यू. सो एवरी वीक तुमको कुछ ना कुछ नया करने का मौका मिलेगा, and you learn something or the other, and the problems that you face are very different, and it is nothing related to finance. You may be lucky enough to get into a थोड़ा सा finance वाला problem या case, but generally इसमें since you are doing the work of an MBA, they don't expect you कि वैसा कुछ काम करना है, but of course they will also treat you कि तुम सीए क्लियर हो गए हो. सो वो लोग एक्सपेक्टेशन होता है कि भाई तुमको फाइनेंस का ज्ञान आता है, एंड ट्रस्ट मी, सब मतलब एमबीए ग्रेड से ज्यादा ही ज्ञान हम लोग को सीए इंटर में भी आता है. तो या
Okay. So Harsh, मतलब बहुत से ऐसे rumors भी हैं and there are, it may be true which everyone wants to hear from you कि like BCG takes only rankers and an average student or a person from a mid size is not able to submit even the resume there. So is it so truly?
सो देखो मतलब लेट्स आई टेक 2 एग्जांपल्स. सो मेरा तो आई वाज वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट, राइट? देयर वर 6 of us हु जॉइंड. तीन मेरे साथ, देयर वर अदर टू हु जॉइंड इन मे, एंड बाकी तीनों ने अगस्त में ज्वाइन किया था बिकॉज कोविड के टाइम देयर वाज डिले इन आर्टिकलशिप ज्वाइनिंग. So out of the 6 of us, there were 2 people who didn't have a rank in any level. So let's say foundation and inter, क्योंकि तब तक तो वही दिए होते हैं. बट दे उसमें से एक जन का आर्टिकलशिप था जीटी से ग्रैंड थॉर्नटन, एंड दूसरे का तो ईवाई पीडब्ल्यूसी था बिकॉज उसने चेंज किया था. नाउ ऑफ कोर्स व्हेन यू विल बी अप्लाइंग ना, दे आल्सो से कि यार हम लोग का प्रेफरेंस इज 2 थिंग्स, रैंक एंड और बिग फोर आर्टिकलशिप, बिग फोर, ठीक है? So, of course, this is a preference for them. They want academically good people because unka criteria, yeah, we want people who have already strived hard in life. But that does not limit you. So the whole process is like कि पहले आप लोग को अपना CV submit करना, form वॉर्म भरना, and then they'll shortlist you based on your CV. Now CV में there are 4 things, 4 categories. Firstly, academics. So if you have done good in academics, very well, you get a point for that. Second is your work ex. So work ex में if you were big four or even big six for that matter, you get a +1. Then there is co-curriculars. So co-curriculars में whatever you have done in school, college, या उसको छोड़ के भी एनजीओ में काम वाम किया है, anything else. So if that is good, you get another plus point. And lastly, position of responsibility. Again, that is across your मतलब अभी तक whatever you have done. So there are 4 categories. इसमें से you need to have at least 3. So इसमें से अगर आपका रैंक नहीं है but you have a good articleship experience and other two are also up to the mark, you get a plus. And अगर आपका रैंक एंड मे बी आर्टिकलशिप नहीं है तो भी आपका 3 तो प्लस हो ही रहा है ना ओवरऑल. तो बेसिकली 3 या 4 पॉइंट्स आपको चाहिए रहता आउट ऑफ दीज 4 कैटेगरीज. एंड द फैक्ट वाई रैंक बिकम्स थोड़ा सा important is because the pool is a lot. So there will be people who will have a rank and will also have a big four articleship. But again, as I told you, it's not necessary कि ये होना चाहिए, because there are people जिसका rank नहीं था and they have still cracked it. And मेरे हम लोग के बाद भी also they have hired few people हम लोग का मतलब work देख के. So उसमें भी I have seen I guess एक या दो जन जिसका कोई level पे rank नहीं था. So it is not a limiting factor. Of course, if you do have, then you get a head start.
Okay, great. So there is a scope for everyone depending how they perform in the interview and how impact their CV creates.
Yes, so again here मतलब सबसे पहले आपका सीवी होना चाहिए. If your CV gets shortlisted, उसके बाद सीवी का कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. They don't even read. उसके बाद all depends on your interview. मतलब they won't, and interviews are also case study based interviews, so they don't require any, you don't require basically any knowledge of CA or any subject per se.
Okay, so Harsh, can you tell like what kind of question or you could give an example कि कैसे type के questions basically पूछे जाते हैं for consulting interview?
So consulting interviews are only case study based interviews. Okay, so it generally begins with a brief introduction of yourself. सामने वाला interviewer may not have your CV, mostly they don't. ठीक है, they are not concerned. तुम अपना प्रोफाइल बता दो. They don't care कौन सा कॉलेज से हो, कहाँ से आए हो, what experience you have, whether you are from a big four. If you are shortlisted, you are in the same pool, you are equal. सबके लिए you are standing on the same line. And उसके बाद there is a case. So cases are very different. There is a let's say a growth strategy case, profitability का case हो सकता है, market entry case हो सकता है. So they basically give you a case. अगर example लेना है, so it can be a profitability case. So I'll tell you कि there is a client of yours जिसका profit in last 6 months नहीं मतलब decrease हुआ है overall. So then you have to ask certain questions कि क्यों हुआ है, क्या हुआ है. मतलब एकदम प्रिलिमिनरी क्वेश्चंस होते हैं टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो लेट्स से आई टेल देम कि मेरा क्लाइंट कौन से इंडस्ट्री में है. अगर ये डिक्रीज हुआ है तो क्या मेरे कंपेटिटर्स का हुआ है कि नहीं. इज इट अप टू मतलब concentrated to a certain geography or not, and who are my basically target customers, what is my product, and so on and so forth. And then you build a structure. So let's say profitability में क्यों कम हो सकता है. दो ही रीजन है, या तो आपका रेवेन्यू कम हुआ है या तो कॉस्ट बढ़ा है. नाउ कॉस्ट में देयर आर डिफरेंट कॉस्ट, फिक्स्ड एंड वेरिएबल. सो उसके बाद यू गो ऑन टू सेकेंड लेवल कि कौन कौन से कॉस्ट हो सकते हैं डिपेंडिंग ऑन द प्रोडक्ट. तो प्रोडक्ट में यू कैन आइदर इमेजिन कि पीएनएल में क्या क्या कॉस्ट आते हैं, या फिर यू कैन इमेजिन लेट्स से इट्स शैम्पू. तो शैम्पू का यू कैन इमेजिन प्रोडक्शन लाइन, राइट. वैल्यू सप्लाई कि सप्लाई चेन आपने देखी है, कौन कौन से कॉस्ट आ रहे हैं, कौन कौन से वैल्यू ऐड है, वैल्यू ऐड नहीं है. एंड यू मतलब गो वन बाय वन, स्ट्रक्चर योर होल प्रॉब्लम एंड पिन पॉइंट कि कहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. एंड दिस whole case is a conversation with your interviewer. Your interviewer will also try to guide you towards the right direction. And ये जैसे कॉस्ट का पार्ट हुआ, तो रेवेन्यू में देर आर ऑल्सो टू थिंग्स. या तो आपने पर यूनिट कॉस्ट बढ़ाया है, या तो फिर आपका सॉरी पर यूनिट कॉस्ट कम हुआ है, या प्राइस कम हुआ है, या तो फिर आपका नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स कम हुआ है. एंड उसमें भी यू कैन गो टू सेकेंड लेवल, थर्ड लेवल, सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. तो दिस इज अ वे टू स्ट्रक्चर योर प्रॉब्लम. अब ऐसे बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकते हैं. एंड इसके बाद बेसिकली इफ यू गेट टू द आंसर, यू आर मतलब डूइंग गुड. And even if you don't get the answer, the only thing the interviewer wants to see is how you approach the problem and whether you are structuring it properly. So this is of the utmost importance for them, because they are testing your problem solving skills. And apart from problem solving, of course, they see communication कैसा है, overall attitude and language कैसा है, and so on and so forth. So yeah, मतलब यही होता है 25-30 minutes का. And also to highlight one thing कि once you get shortlisted for interview, BCG will give you 2-3 buddies, not three, two, दो ही buddy देते हैं. So they are in from BCG itself, and they will help you prepare over next 2-3 weeks. जब तक आपका इंटरव्यू नहीं होता कि कैसे आपको प्रिपेयर मतलब केस स्टडी कैसे सॉल्व करते हैं, कैसे आपको इंटरव्यू में बैठना है. सो इट इज अ वेरी गुड एक्सपीरियंस. मतलब द इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस इज मतलब इटसेल्फ वेरी गुड. ये आपको इतना चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है. वंस यू गेट शॉर्टलिस्टेड ना, बीसीजी के पीपल विल ट्राई कि आप प्रिपेयर हो एंड आप इंटरव्यू क्रैक करो. एंड ऑफ कोर्स मतलब यू आल्सो हैव टू प्रैक्टिस हार्ड. एवरी डे यू मेक ग्रुप, जो दूसरे शॉर्टलिस्टेड पीपल है उनके साथ आप प्रैक्टिस करो, आप खुद से देखो. एंड देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ मटेरियल्स यू गो थ्रू. सो या दैट्स अबाउट इट.
Okay. So Harsh, truly speaking, EY plus BCG plus AR7 is equals to Harsh Patel. So I think it's a quite deadly combo. So work study balance कैसा था आपका BCG में?
अगेन मतलब सो माई केस वॉज अ बिट डिफरेंट. मैंने कभी इंडस्ट्रियल का प्लान नहीं किया था. आई वॉज सपोज टू गिव माई एग्जाम्स इन November 22. मेरा प्रेपरेशन पूरा फुल ऑन था. आई हैड प्लान कि अप्रैल तक मेरे को सारे सब्जेक्ट्स करने हैं, एक सब्जेक्ट मेरे को खुद से भी करना है, एंड नवंबर में आई हैव टू गिव माई एग्जाम. आई वांट टू नेल इट. But it so happened कि January या Feb में it was the first time BCG was hiring industrial trainees. One friend of mine from EY itself told me कि चलो apply करते. It was the last day. So during work as we got some leeway. तो हम लोग बैठ के साथ में CV बनाए, half an hour 1 hour लेके we submitted. And I got shortlisted. फिर इंटरव्यू के पहले देर वॉज अ प्री प्लेसमेंट टॉक. होता है ना यार, हम लोग का फ्रेशर्स के लिए होता है. सो उसमें वॉट एवर यू कॉल इट, इज बेसिकली एन इंट्रोडक्शन व्हाट दे आर ऑफरिंग. सो उसमें दे गिव यू कितना पे है, क्या एक्सपीरियंस है, हाउ यू विल प्रोग्रेस एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. एंड वो देखने के बाद आई वॉज मोटिवेटेड. पहले मेरे को एकदम मोटिवेशन नहीं था, मेरे को एग्जाम ही देना था. इट वॉज जस्ट इरेजिया. बट आफ्टर दैट टॉक आई वॉज काइंड ऑफ मोटिवेटेड. फिर मैंने थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिस किया, फिर अगेन मन नहीं कर रहा था एंड में. बट इंटरव्यू भी क्रैक हो गया. एंड फिर मतलब आई थॉट कि करना है कि नहीं करना. एंड आई डिसाइडेड टू टेक अ स्टैब एट इट बिकॉज इन द एंड आई डेंट वांट टू रिग्रेट इट लेटर ऑन कि यार नहीं किया. एंड राइट नाउ मतलब लुकिंग बैक एट इट आई फील मेरा डिसीजन एकदम सही था because of multiple factors which we can cover later. But हाँ, so then I took BCG. मेरे ट्यूशंस ऑलमोस्ट जो मेरे को लेने थे दैट वर ओवर. दो तीन सब्जेक्ट के मेरे को नहीं लेने थे, तो वो तो खुद ही से करना था. एक दो सब्जेक्ट के आधे हुए थे, और फिर मैंने गिव अप कर दिया था कि पढ़ना नहीं है. क्योंकि अब तो जाना है मेरे को, रिलोकेट करना था, इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग होगा, ये होगा. एंड देयर कंडीशन वाज बीसीसी का कि यू विल हैव टू डेफर. एंड ये खाली हम लोग के टर्म में था बिकॉज वी वर द फर्स्ट बैच. एंड वो लोग का प्रोसेस वाज नॉट स्ट्रीमलाइन. So there were a lot of things that they also had to, create and basically do for the first time. तो हम लोग को डेफर करना था. हम लोग का ज्वाइनिंग भी थोड़ा लेट आया था. सो फ्रॉम अप्रैल, आई गेस नॉट इवन अप्रैल, मार्च एंड से आई वॉज फ्री. क्योंकि मेरा आर्टिकलशिप का 2 साल हो गया था, 12 महीने का इंडस्ट्रियल है. तो मार्च एंड से मई तक मैंने खाली मस्ती किया था, पढ़ाई तो कुछ किया नहीं, एक्साइटमेंट था. एंड आफ्टर ज्वाइनिंग बीसीजी द फर्स्ट 2-3 months वर वेरी ओवरवेलमिंग. एंड दिस वॉज द केस फॉर ईच वन ऑफ अस. सो एज आई टोल्ड यू, 3 लोग ने ज्वाइन किया था इंक्लूडिंग मी में. हम लोग की बहुत गंदी फटी हुई थी, बहुत गंदा हालत था. एंड फॉर द वेरी फर्स्ट डे आई वॉज वर्किंग टिल 12 नाइट. सुबह 9 बजे स्टार्ट होता था. एंड मतलब वन ऑफ अ काइंड एक्सपीरियंस था मेरा केस का. बट हाँ, इट वॉज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. सो ड्यूरिंग दोज इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग का पीरियड विच वॉज टिल December, मैंने कुछ नहीं पढ़ा था, मतलब बुक भी हाथ नहीं लगाया. एंड पढ़ने का टाइम नहीं मिला. ऑफ कोर्स यू गेट वीकेंड. सो कंसल्टिंग में यू नॉर्मली वर्क 60+ hours इफ यू गेट अ गुड केस वेर यू वांट गुड एक्सपोजर एंड यू गेट टू लर्न अ लॉट. तो इफ यू आर लकी इन द सेंस कि तुमको एक्सपोजर अच्छा मिला है बट टाइम नहीं मिला, तो इट्स नॉर्मली 60+ hours अ वीक विच इज मंडे टू फ्राइडे. एंड वीकेंड्स आर यूजुअली ऑफ, बट मेरे केस में वो भी ऑफ नहीं था. बहुत सारे मतलब 3-4 वीकेंड आई मस्ट हैव वर्क. एंड छुट्टियों में भी काम किया होगा. आई रिमेम्बर दशहरा, 2 October विच वॉज ऑल्सो संडे. एंड yeah, but मेरा केस was very different. There are people जिनका cases are very light, जो लोग hardly 9-10 hours भी work करते हैं and they can manage. And there were people जो लोग पढ़ाई भी करते थे, जिम भी जाते थे, काम भी करते थे. So it's a very case specific environment, but mostly your expectation should be 12 hours a day, effective 12 hours a day, excluding traveling and excluding your lean time. तो वो देख लेना. एंड पढ़ाई तो यार सिर्फ लास्ट 4 मंथ की. मैंने बहुत कुछ सेल्फ स्टडी किया था. इवन डायरेक्ट टैक्स पर मैंने खुद ही से पढ़ा था, बुक एंड रिविजन वीडियोस लेके. सो 4 मंथ्स आई गेस सफिशिएंट थे फॉर मी. न्यू सिलेबस में आई गेस 3 भी सफिशिएंट ही होंगे, नॉट वेरी श्योर. बट हाँ, तो उसमें भी आई हैड अ प्रॉपर प्लान किया. पढ़ाई हुआ नहीं है इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग के टाइम में, सो आई डू हैव टू मतलब गिव इट माई ऑल ड्यूरिंग दीज 4 months. एंड वही किया था. एंड ये भी था कि uh, a week before our मतलब 2nd of May, which was my very first exam, मैं इतना थक गया था कि मैंने 3-4 दिन ब्रेक ले लिया था. It was not like I didn't want to study. I tried, but हुआ नहीं था. And attitude was यार आज के आज पेपर दी तो let's get over with this. अब हो गया. अब I can't take it anymore. So yeah. So this was basically last 12 months का journey.
ग्रेट हर्ष, अरे इतना काम करते हुए भी इतना फिर बाद में पढ़ाई को कवर अप करके AIS 7 लाना, इट्स डेफिनेटली ग्रेट थिंग. सो वाओ, आई एम अमेज्ड. ओके
यार so
सो
one
या
just want to add कि यार मतलब फाइनल्स में what is important is basically you self study more. rather मतलब वो जो 4 months है ना, try to do जितना खुद से करना कर लो. जो ट्यूशंस करने हैं ना, whether you do industrial or not, पहले ट्राई करो खत्म करने का. जैसे आई डेंट टेक ट्यूशंस फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ सब्जेक्ट्स, क्योंकि मेरे को था कि यार खुद ही से करना है लास्ट में. तो मैं जो लास्ट 4 months है ना, या 3.5 months, वॉट एवर इज अप्रोप्रिएट फॉर यू गिवन योर न्यू सिलेबस रूल सिलेबस, वो उसमें जस्ट डू योर सेल्फ स्टडी. ट्राई टू डू एज मच एज यू कैन योर सेल्फ.
ओके, सो नाउ लेट्स ओपन अप फॉर ऑडियंस. सो ऑडियंस आर हैविंग एनी क्वेश्चन? ओके, वरुण, यू मे आस्क.
Hi Harsh, good evening.
ये
So I am personally interested in joining consulting even post qualification, and I am currently in Ernst and Young doing my articleship. So I wanted to ask, should I join BCG as an industrial training? But if I join, there would be definitely a deferment in my attempt, or should I join post qualification?
Okay, so firstly, if you join BCG, you would not have to defer your attempt because it was only for us. Like I was the first, one of the first who joined. So हम लोग का जो first batch था, उसमें हम लोग को बोला गया था, but now they don't require you to defer. Secondly, if you do get into BCG, way definitely go for it. Thirdly, whether you should do it now or later. Yeah, if you're getting it abhi, then go for it. Okay, don't wait up. So one of the reasons why I said I feel my decision was right back then is यार इंडस्ट्रियल तो वो लोग ने ले लिया है. बट इफ यू सी ना, मतलब आई एम नॉट लुकिंग फॉर प्लेसमेंट्स, बट आई नो व्हाट इज गोइंग अराउंड फॉर
Yeah.
सीए फ्रेशर्स हु हैव पास्ड इन May 23. सो अप्रोक्सीमेटली सब लोग बोलते थे कि नवंबर 22 का कैंपस बहुत ही रिसेशन बेस्ड था, बहुत कम कंपनीज थी. नाउ टू गिव यू एन आइडिया, देयर आर ऑलमोस्ट 106 कंपनीज लेसर देन November 22 का campus who are coming to campus this term. And there is no idea whether BCG or Bain will hire
Mm.
CA freshers this term or not. BCG has still opened up their recruitment cycle for industrial trainees, but there is no clue whether or not they will hire CA freshers. So if you get to do it, go for it and don't wait up. मतलब ये होता है, जैसे मैंने भी सोचा था तब
Mm-hmm.
कि यार रैंक आ जाएगा तो फिर तो मिल ही जाएगा ना.
हाँ.
बट इवन November 22 में देयर वर ओनली 2 people जो जिसको BCG ने हायर किया था, उसमें से एक ही ने November 22 अटेम्प्ट दिया था. सो क्राइटेरियाज भी तब थोड़े डिफिकल्ट हो गए थे, राइट? तो नेवर वेट. अगर आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है ना, एंड इट्स नॉट जस्ट BCG, यार व्हाट एवर अपॉर्चुनिटी यू आर गेटिंग,
Yeah.
जस्ट गो फॉर इट. ओके, तो या.
So have you got a placement offer before completing your industrial training itself in BCG?
So it's not before, it's usually after you complete your training and after your results are
Okay.
out. There are two
Yeah.
criteria. Firstly, you have to pass, and
Mm.
secondly, you have to basically have a good feedback from your PhD leadership.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Hey, Ars, I have one question. Actually, I have two questions. So first thing is like I'm pursuing my industrial training currently from UBS only. I've completed my 1.5 year of articleship from a mid-sized firm. So like what are the chances of my to get into BCG definitely after becoming CA only? So
Okay, so the process remains the same for CA freshers as well. Okay, जो मैंने बोला था हम लोग का मतलब सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस था, बेसिकली शॉर्टलिस्टिंग ऑफ CV, देन इंटरव्यूइंग. सो इट रिमेन्स द सेम. ठीक है, खाली इंटरव्यूइंग प्रोसेस में देयर आर कपल ऑफ मोर राउंड्स व्हिच बेसिकली प्लेज टू योर एडवांटेज. ठीक है, अगर ज्यादा राउंड होते हैं तो उसमें दे गिव यू, अगर पहला वाला इफ यू डू काइंड ऑफ फक अप, यू गेट अनदर अपॉर्चुनिटी कि यार यहाँ पे यू कैन मेक अप. ठीक है, Apart from that, it's mostly the same. पूरा process same रहेगा. So in that case also, मतलब your CV getting shortlisted depends on those four things. So if you have that right, if you strike a chord there, then you will get selected, and after that, everything depends on your interview.
Okay. So, and my second question is like you told that four things: academics, experience, responsibilities, and one more thing you told. So just I want to know some examples of like you told position of responsibilities. So like what can be the examples? Like I
So
have.
basically, yeah,
Okay, so
I'll tell you.
in
Listen.
my articleship, I got an opportunity to like do like automobile sector industry one client that was big client. So in that audit, we were three people who were doing the whole audit. There, I got like 50% audit I have done. So can I put that as my leadership responsibility or something like, or
Um, Continue.
yeah? So what can be the examples exactly? I'm not sure about that.
So, okay. So firstly, no, you cannot put that as under the heading of position of responsibility that comes into your work experience. So, position of responsibility would ideally mean if you were, let's say, in a management committee of a fest of your college, if you were a head boy, head girl, or prefect in your school, if you have, let's say, you are secretary of ICASA, NICASA, or whatever, you are handling funds of any NGO. So you're holding a position or a post in an NGO. So these are certain examples of positions of responsibility. So basically, you have been allocated a responsibility in a formal setting, and it does not include articleship per se because that is your job to do, right? So उसको तुमको work ex नहीं डालना.
Cool. Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so Harsh, just last question by Ansh. Ansh, you could ask.
Hi Harsh. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm doing my articleship from PwC and I'm doing it in accounting advisory. So I do a lot of research, but mostly in GAAPs, US GAAP, IFRS. So would that play to an advantage because consulting also involves a lot of research? Uh,
Okay. Continue.
so I have added that part, like the cycle we just started. I did mention that part about research because I believe even though it's advisory, our work is pretty similar to consulting, but that relates to accounts, like for financial reporting mostly. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so basically, we are focusing only on work experience, right? So उसमें PwC itself is a name. तो वहाँ पे you are getting an edge. उसके बाद whatever you put inside ना, they will
Hmm,
want to see कि तुमने काम अच्छा किया है कि नहीं, थोड़ा सा अलग
hmm,
किया है कि नहीं. Audit
hmm,
में भी यार there is mostly the same thing that everyone does.
hmm,
मतलब क्या ही होगा यार, तुम सारा एरियाज का तुमने ऑडिट कर लिया, दो तीन सर्टिफिकेट साइन करवाने में हेल्प कर लिया, एंड दो तीन
hmm,
एनालिसिस रन कर लिया, करेक्ट. सो
hmm,
आर्टिकलशिप में यार दे ऑल्सो नो कि बंदा क्या कितनी ज्यादा कर सकता है, एंड बस तुमको यार ढंग से दिखाना है कि तुम्हारा वर्क एक्स अच्छा है कि नहीं. सो व्हाट यू आर सेइंग विल ऑफ कोर्स प्ले एन एडवांटेजेस pointer towards you, so you will get an edge there. So yeah, basically to answer your question, yeah, that is something which will be a plus for you.
hmm. And I've seen only rankers get into BCG. Is that a myth or is it a
अच्छा
a requisite?
यार, मतलब again the answer remains the same. They do prefer rankers.
Hmm,
एंड पहले तो ऐसा होता था एकदम स्टार्टिंग में कि दे यूज टू प्रेफर, मतलब जब सीए फ्रेशर्स देते थे नॉट ट्रेनीज, की सिंगल डिजिट लेवल. देन दे मूव्ड
okay.
ऑन टू मतलब डबल डिजिट रैंकर्स. अब तो सारे रैंकर्स फॉर देम इज द सेम. Trainees maybe they do have a preference, but of course, even if you don't have a rank, that does not mean that it limits you somewhere or the other.
So sorry to take a lot of time. Last question is that I the Big Fours also offer management consulting, right? But those are not like PwC offers, KPMG offers, but those practices are not that important market as the MBBs, right? So is a lateral shift there is like do people come from the Big Fours to BCG after say for after a few years of experience, say 2 3 years?
Okay, so to answer again, I'll go into, let's say, second level thoughts here. when we talk about Big Four consulting, right, it's more of an internal audit, matlab if you closely analyze it. And then there comes a different set of firms, which is Parthenon, which has been acquired by EY, Strategy,
Yeah.
and which is a PwC,
Yeah.
which is again acquired by Deloitte, right? So these are firms which are into management consulting. The Big Four consulting is more of an audit, internal audit role.
No,
If
PwC
you
also has management consulting, and they also have CS. That's why, like the profile was management consulting.
Okay, so could be, but mostly, even now, if I see now, there are people
Mhm.
who will tell you. So this is something EY partner told me. He
Mhm.
in Big Four, ये Parthenon, Monitor, Strategy, and छोड़ दो.
Mhm.
If you look, they'll do more of operational and implementation cheese. Let's say cost
Mhm.
cutting and so on. Okay, so that is more of an internal audit. So they
Okay.
will, मतलब position it as if की consulting है. ठीक है, of
Mhm.
course they are moving towards की strategy भी बनाना है. But
Mhm.
firms like Parthenon, Strategy, and जो PwC का हम है, Monitor,
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
are second level ये consulting management consulting firms. So
Mhm.
if you want, so that is good. Deloitte Consulting is also considered good. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
normal Deloitte Consulting. So these are the firms. Of course, you can take a lateral shift, but what
Mhm.
it will do is कि तुम्हारा tenure cut होगा. To give you an example,
Mhm.
there was a PwC का director,
Mhm.
the executive director or something in consulting only. ठीक है,
Mhm.
who switched to BCG. So you know
Mhm.
directors आते हैं partners के एक level नीचे.
So executive
Almost
directors in PwC are associate partners with their junior
हाँ,
partners.
वही
Mhm.
मतलब पार्टनर के एक नीचे तुम मान लो ना,
Mhm.
मतलब प्रॉपर पार्टनर्स को.
Yes.
नाउ
Yes.
ही जॉइन बीसीजी, तो उसका रोल वाज, इफ यू वांट टू नो द हायरार्की, सबसे नीचे
Mhm.
आते हैं एसोसिएट्स, व्हिच इज वेयर सीएस वुड जॉइन, एंड
Mhm.
एसआरसीसी के ग्रेड्स एंड दूसरे कॉलेजेस के ग्रेड्स वुड जॉइन. उसके
Mhm.
ऊपर आते सीनियर एसोसिएट. सीनियर
Mhm.
एसोसिएट इज वेयर एन एमबीए वुड जॉइन, एमबीए फ्रेशर. उसके ऊपर
Mhm.
आता है कंसल्टेंट. उसके ऊपर आता है प्रोजेक्ट लीडर. सो प्रोजेक्ट लीडर इज इक्विवेलेंट टू एंगेजमेंट मैनेजर. एंड प्रोजेक्ट लीडर
Mhm.
के ऊपर आता है तुम्हारा प्रिंसिपल. उसके ऊपर आता है पार्टनर. उसके ऊपर आता है मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर एंड पार्टनर, विच इज इक्वल टू पीडब्ल्यूसी का पार्टनर. नाउ
Mhm.
पीडब्ल्यूसी डायरेक्टर अगर कभी स्विच मारता है, या फिर
Mhm.
ईवाई का डायरेक्टर कभी स्विच मारेगा, तो उसको प्रोजेक्ट लीडर का, मैनेजर का रोल पे आना पड़ेगा. सो यू
Okay.
डू रियलाइज कितना तुम्हारा टेन्योर कट हो रहा है.
It's a 4 to 5 year tenure downgrade.
मोर देन दैट यार, मतलब प्रिंसिपल पार्टनर एमडीपी. सो मतलब 3 to 4 3 years बेसिकली लग जाता है. सो मिनिमम
Okay.
6 years से तुम्हारा मान के चलो यू आर गेटिंग अ कट. सो वहाँ पे यू आर इन अ वेरी हाई पोजीशन, बट यहाँ पे यू आर नॉट. एंड दिस वुड ऑल्सो डिपेंड कि लेट्स से मिकिंजी, बेन, मिकिंजी तो चलो बहुत कम हायर करते हैं, हार्डली दे हायर सीएस. एंड बेन का कुछ अलग सिस्टम होगा, मे बी उसमें थोड़ा कम कट होगा. बट हाँ,
Mhm.
लैटरल में तुम्हारा टेन्योर कट होगा. बेसिकली तुम्हारा
Mhm.
जो वर्क एक्स था वहाँ पे, it would not hold a lot of value for them.
Mhm. Okay. Understood. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so very much, Harsh, for joining to us and sharing all these such wonderful insights. So after it was very great talking to you, and thank you once again for joining in this session. And once, मतलब, lastly, I would just say कि thank you यहाँ आने के लिए, and the entire team MSC is grateful to have you. So
Thank
thank
you
you.
for having me. Yeah, thank you for having me. I hope I was of some help. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. Okay, so guys, now moving on to our next speaker. So our next speaker is Kanishka Singla. So I welcome you, Kanishka. Kanishka is currently pursuing industrial training in JK Paper, specializing in internal audit domain. So over to you, Purva and Kanishka.
Hello, Kanishka.
Hi, hi.
Yeah. So let us begin. Give a brief introduction about your domain and what exposures did you get during your IT?
So, yeah, sure. So, hello everyone. I'm Kanishka and I'm doing my industrial training from JK Papers in internal audit. So, I did had experience in internal audit during my articleship period as well. So majorly the work is same what we used to do during articleship and internal audit. We do the same in internal audit. The only difference is here we are doing for our company only, for our sister concerns. So that is the major difference. So if I speak about internal audit, it's actually about more about the process, that how that particular thing is happening, not about like is did it happen, is it happening in the correct way. That is our motive to check. If I speak about procure to pay, so how the procurement is being made, the vendor is selected, that is agreed, but how that vendor got selected, do they have proper quotations, comparisons? So internal audit is mainly about going deep into the process, that how things are being done in the company. So that is about internal audit.
Okay, so share your experiences with the JK papers, like the best one, the worst one, everything.
Okay, so about industrial training, I'll definitely say about it what my experience, says. Every speaker out here, they were like very positive experiences. I didn't had a lot of positive, I would say. There you will have to deal with the hierarchy, and the hierarchy is harsh in, the corporate world. In articleship, you won't be feeling that much inferior to your managers and your principals, because there they are there to teach you. But as soon as you get into the corporate world, you get into industrial training, you will see that how how the people are treating you. You'll see the corporate world. You'll see how that position and that thing matters a lot in corporate world. So you got to maintain everything. You need to know what you know, and even if someone is saying about it, you need to know when you need to speak. You need to you do not need to speak every time if something is happening with you, or happening with your peers. So that is the thing that you need to have a control over. The mind will get fucked up a little sometimes. Have to cope up with that too.
Okay, so it's kind of a toxic sometimes. Sometimes it is great, right?
Yeah, it's a mix of everything. See, it's a mix of everything. On Thursday only, I returned from Odisha. On 14th, I'm going to Telangana, and next month I'm going to Gujarat. So experience-wise, I'll say I'm getting great experience. I'm seeing plant everywhere. I see the how the paper is getting made. Even JK Paper have their subsidies, and JK Foods as well. So I also did audit of JK Foods. So I know how milk is being made and how their products are getting manufactured and everything. So when you see the plant, you get that wow, well, a feeling that wow, how this is what the business is about. But with its benefit, it comes with a culture as well, which you need to cope up. So that is the thing.
Uh, yeah, that is true. So, how did you manage your study and this work-life balance, work-study balance, all of this?
See, the point is, to be very honest, you will get time. You just need to, understand it like this is my time to study. Sometimes what happens is, I'm getting a time, I'll relax and sleep. I'll like talk to a friend, and then you'll understand, oh, that was my time to study and I wasted it. I study during travel. During metro, I get 1 hour. So I watch my classes during metros. I take screenshot of the notes, and then I, come to home and then write it down in my notebook. That's how I am planning my studies. So you need to take out time. I stopped going, down when everyone is going out, and that sutta wala break. I don't go down at that break. It is a 1 hour break, and it's a waste of time. Trust me. So you need to take out your books and revise whatever you studied in the metro. That is how you need to, literally churana padta hai somewhere to study. And that is a hard truth, which nobody tells you. It's difficult, but you gotta do it anyway.
Thanks for this advice. बहुत सारे लोग मुंबई दिल्ली से आर्टिकल शिप कर रहे हैं, so majorly time इसी में जाता है
Yeah,
in traveling.
in traveling, you need to study during travel. No other option. That's
So very quick tips and tricks for interviews, for CVs, how to stand out.
For CVs, I'll say be honest. To be very honest, if you have written something on your CV which you don't know, you'll find. I have given a lot of interviews. What they do is they tick and cross. आपको कुछ नहीं आता, आता है they'll tick it. If you don't know something, so you noted this, na? Why don't you know the answer of this? And that hits hard. So do not write anything that you don't know or you know very, very little of. Do not write it. Write only what you know. Second, if you have any of the achievements during your articleship, if you have been champion at work or any awards and all, write that. It makes a huge impact. So that is for the CV. For the interview, sometimes what happens is now they ask you very tricky questions. For me, I gave a lot of interviews, but in JK paper I'll talk about. So the IA head there, he worked in the Mumbai branch in Mahajan Aibara, where where I did my articleship from. I did my articleship from Mahajan Aibara in the Gurgaon branch. He worked in Mumbai branch in Mahajan Aibara. Okay, so we had that common link. So he grilled me hard. It was a 45 minutes interview. So your audit starts here. It ended here for me. Okay. Now I gave the observations for the internal audit. After that, it's the management response or management, responsibility to further investigate it. Take it in an internal audit. What he was doing, he was not asking me questions from this part. He was asking me questions from that part. And I'm not a part of it. You need to understand. I just gave my observation to the management. I am not a part of, what's happening afterwards. So you need to be very confident. And I said it very clearly, sir. I'm not a part of it. I don't know it. Please don't give wrong answers if you don't know it. Accept it that you don't know and move forward. He will appreciate that. Giving wrong answers make a wrong impact. That's for the interview.
So this is the great advice, I must say. Okay, so we got some questions. When you decided like which domain is best for you,
Okay,
how
so I
you
did.
decide the domain?
Yes, I did a lot of research. So it was mainly between stat audit and internal audit. Not much of the choices. Taxation is not my strong point. I just cleared it. I was very happy. I got passing marks in taxation. To be very honest, not a part. So for stat and internal audit, I did a lot of research. In internal audit, I got to know that it's mainly about the business. I get to know the business and I get to talk to a lot of people. That's when I decided I need to go into an internal audit. Then audit, I do procure to pay. Ask me procure to pay, I'll tell you each and every process. Ask me order to cash, I'll tell you. Ask me finance and accounts, I'll tell you. Ask me HR, I know you. And I know it. So I need to know each and every process. I know the company, I know the product, I know their final product, I know the raw material, I know their vendors. I know the business. I don't, in start audit, you will only know their finances. In internal audit, you'll know their business. That is the difference. So I wanted to know the business. That's why I chose internal audit.
Okay, so one more question for you. Why you chose to go to IT? Is there any specific reason?
Okay, I don't want to very sugarcoat it. I'll just get into the truth. It's there, and everybody knows it that there's a difference between girl and a boy when there's articleship going on. To be very, very honest. So what was happening in my firm that they were giving mainly head office HO audits or one or two outstations audit to the girls, and mainly we had Tata, we had GR Infra, we have Sun Pharma in our articleship, the firm, the clients. But we were not getting into that because that required a lot of travel and everything. I didn't want it that when I become a chartered accountant and second or first year article comes to me and says that I know better than you. That should not be the case. So just to get the experience, it was my motivation to go and learn and out there and know everything. So I'm very happy at this time that I am traveling a lot and learning things. That is more important. At the end, when I'm a chartered accountant, nobody should come to me and say that you don't know. What did you learn during your articleship? That should not be the case. That is my reason to go for industrial training. That's it. No
That
other
is too honest. Okay.
reason.
Yeah. Yeah. So any question from the audience? Anyone? Yes. Tanya, Navin. Yeah, Navin, you may ask.
Kanish, am I audible?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, you are audible.
Yeah, Kanishka. Firstly, I would like to ask that how is internal audit? Now, when you're going for industrial training, definitely you're going to just audit internal audit for a particular company, right? Be it subsidies or whatever. And when you go for consulting, you actually try to, pitch in for different companies. So let's say, like various diversity. So how do you take that, and is it a pro or is it a con?
It's definitely a pro in consulting. I'll tell you, it's a pro that you get to know about different companies. During my articleship, I have worked with fashion industry. I have worked with a company which make rubber and spare parts for Maruti and everybody. I have worked with a company which do railway alignments and make machinery for Indian Railways. These were my articleship experiences in the companies. So it's definitely a pro. You get to know about the business. And the best thing that I love about internal auditor is like you get to know how the business is getting work. They need to take so many decisions at that particular point of time, which you can't write it down in your report. So that might, when you get to know, no, it's awesome to hear from those people. It's
Definitely,
definitely
definitely.
a pro.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah,
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Tanvi.
I wanted to ask, what is the difference? What difference do you feel by working on several clients and now you're working on a particular client? So, what is the difference?
So the difference is, to be very honest, you'll have better approach next time. See, if I'm working on one client in one area, I few 1 month I'll take on understanding the business. Then next I have to point out some observations and that's the process. But if next time also I'm working on the same area on the same client, which I'm going to do here, I already know the business. I already know the people. Okay, I already know their loopholes, so it will give me more time to deep dive and find out more about the business and everything. So that gives a little bit of an edge of doing it again.
Okay, okay. So, do you get any, business secrets or, management adjustments kind of things that
Yeah,
happens?
you do get to know things.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Abhishek, you want to ask?
Yes, I have one question. Like,
Huh.
how internal audit in industrial training is different from articleship in internal audit, like procedure wise.
No difference. To be very honest, there is no difference. If you're having good experience and you're getting good exposure in your articleship, I won't recommend doing industrial training in internal audit if you're doing it in articleship. It's the same process and you'll be doing the same thing.
But in articleship, there are managers and associate are there to guide us. But in
Hmm.
industrial training, who guide us for internal audit?
There will be seniors above you. Definitely, there will be seniors above you who will guide you in everything in industrial training as
Okay, thank you.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you, Kanishka, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, like we are lucky to have you. काफी बच्चों के doubts clear हो गए.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you, thank you. So yes, now the next we have Shiv Shankar. Is he there?
hi Purva.
Hi Shiv. So Shiv has pursued his articleship at JPNR Corporate Consultants, and he was majorly working in internal audit, GST, and income tax. And he is currently pursuing his industrial training at Marico in Finance Department. Yeah. So Team MSc welcomes you, Shiv Shankar. Over to
Hi
you,
Purva.
Shishti.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Shiv. Glad
I'm
to
yeah,
have you here.
yeah. I'm really
Hi.
grateful to the entire my student club team for inviting me to this webinar and giving me an opportunity to share my opinion, share my experience of industrial training with you guys. I'm very confident that this session will definitely guide all the candidates that who are looking for industrial training in every domain. So quickly coming to my role, uh, uh, I'm in international business finance at Marico, and I've been there since 3.5 months. And I'm here to address all your questions because I have an experience of more than 30 companies. I gave interview and more than that, was selected in many. So I'm here with all the experience, and you can ask anything you want because I have met failures, and failures teaches you the best more than success do.
Great, Shiv. Great to have you here. Like one person with an experience of 30 companies interview. So it would be a very great opportunity for each one of you. So,
Yeah.
Shiv, just quickly, we want to just get more insights. Ki, like, what was your domain practically? Like, wahan Marico mein, what would you have to work? And basically, all that practical exposures that you have got there.
Uh, as I told you, my domain is international business finance. And coming to the practical exposure part, I will divide this into two categories. The first is the software part. You get to learn SAP. You get to learn the working knowledge of SAP. You know how to use PowerPoint. You get to excel yourself in Excel, right? So here you'll be using many functions which you might not have used in your CA firm or while pursuing articleship. So this is one part. The other part is the monthly, quarterly, and annual closings that we do. Like I look after production linked incentive, cross charges. Uh, I look after the ad hoc queries which is raised by international subsidiaries. Like Marico has operations over 25 countries, right? So since it is a multinational company, I address to the ad hoc queries. I prepare reports for the chief operating officer, like sales summary, historical financials. Those are technical terms you'll get to know once you get into the finance domain, right? So basically, the list is not exhaustive. I have quoted few of them to you. So basically, this is the domain and practical exposure part of mine. Yeah, yeah, Srishti.
Yes. So hearing from you ऐसा लग रहा है like it's a very quite an interesting role there at Marico.
Yeah,
So आपका
yeah.
अब तक का experience like कैसा रहा like from articleship and then going into IT into Marico. So how was that transition and all that experience?
See, like when I joined articleship, so I had offers from top 10 companies, CA firms. So basically, the requirement was ki, we won't allow you to get into industrial training. So you have to sign a document. Like in Kolkata, many big four and other companies like BDO and GT do not permit you to pursue industrial training. So I got into a mid-sized firm. I have a friend. He was a ranker as well, a rank in foundation, missed by few marks in inter. Even he joined the same firm, and seeing our knowledge and skill set, the what to say, the partner gave us so much of work. So almost all the major works was allotted to us. So I did internal audit. I like Kanishka, I remember, like she did it internal audit. So I have a huge experience of internal audit. I did during the pressure times. I did some ITR filings. I worked for 1 or 2 months in GST department as well. So I had the overall experience of in audit, GST, income tax, and all those stuffs. And coming to the this studies part, I had planned accordingly right from the inception of the articles. So I have no issues. I'm about to complete my syllabus. My exam is in May 24. So yeah, that is basically my journey, I would say.
Okay, so all the very best for your exams. So are we like what are your work hours there in Marico?
Like I told you, so we do quarterly closing, annual closing, and monthly. So basically, in closing now, there are so many workings that is involved, and all those require the concepts of accounts, SFM, index, like FR, costing. So you need those skill sets. You need all those concepts needs to be very clear, because if that is not clear, it's very difficult if you don't have a command over Excel and all those stuffs, because you do things in a very like complex manner, right? So you have to be very clear on your concepts. And Marico is one company which do not hire other than rankers when it comes to CA. So each one of them here is a ranker. So working with them is a very good experience. I get to learn a lot from them. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, ऐसे बहुत सारे मतलब myths है around कि if a person is not from a audit background, like start audit से नहीं है अगर articleship या audit से नहीं है, so finance में industrial training में shift करने के लिए थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है, like जिन्होंने GST में particularly
See,
किया है या direct
like
taxation. So what's your say?
I feel that do not matter if you have exposure in GST or income tax or whatever. Like if you want to go into the taxation department, right? If you want to pursue industrial training in taxation department, then it's a must. You'll have to get the exposure of taxation, right? You have to work in that field. So if you don't have the exposure of taxation, you won't get into that, right? And if you haven't done stat audit, no issues. Even I even I got shortlisted in. I'll just recite the name of the companies, so that will make things very clear. Like I'll say ITC. Some companies I didn't went into because they told me to defer my adapter. I was not in a position to defer my Marico, ITC, Titan. Uh, I can't remember the name of the company. Stars 24, like big companies. Marico, as I told you, I got rejected in the final round of Dell. I got rejected because I couldn't one question in Singla Limited, and there are many other companies like Cars 24 था. ये DESO का मैंने इंटरव्यू दिया था. वेरी टफ इंटरव्यू होता है. फर्स्ट राउंड मैंने दिया था. Amazon ka I cleared the interview this online assessment test. I got into the I cleared the first round, but at that point of time I got selected in Marico. That's why मैंने फिर माथा नहीं लगाया. I was already tired. So basically, so this is just what I am remembering right now. I gave interview of many and got shortlisted in many companies.
Okay, so Shiv, basically, Marico, mein, like, what kind of questions were asked there in the interview?
See, to be very precise now in Marico, I cannot say from which area they are going to ask, because all of them are rankers, and the way they conduct interview now is very tough. There are 3 rounds of interview. First technical, second also technical, and third is HR round. You have to clear 3 of them, and one requirement is you have to be a first attempt candidate. And these are the 2 requirements to get into Marico. So basically, the interview is very tough. When I got into Marico, it was really tough. So what I did now, all of us have heard the entire speakers. Each one of them told their experience, right? But see, mine is a limitation, and none of us has documented that. And what I did, I have prepared 5 documents. I would say the first is CV preparation strategy. Okay. The second is the cover letter. The third is the syllabus content, what to read and what not to, do's and don'ts of the interview. And the fifth is uh, a reference. कि CV कैसा होना चाहिए? I have a CV for reference. And I can tell you, अगर इंटरव्यू में 10 क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे, 8 out of them is going to be coming from that only. 10 में से 8 वहां से आएंगे. अगर नहीं आएंगे, मैं अपना नाम बदल दूंगा. इतना मैंने सोच समझ के क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग करके और सबका एक्सपीरियंस लेके बनाया है. उसमें आईबीएस भी है, यूबीएस का इंटरव्यू, क्रेडिट स्विस का इंटरव्यू, ठीक है, डीएसओ का इंटरव्यू. वी हैव कंसिडर्ड एवरीथिंग, and this has been made after discussion, after my experience, after my friends experience, and I will be sharing this the Google Drive link of this with you, so that you all of you remember. अगर मेरे को एक सवाल नहीं आता किसी कंपनी में, तो मैं शॉर्टलिस्ट हो जाता. I might have been shortlisted in Dell or Sipla. I couldn't answer one simple question from costing. Like everyone told you, I read FR, I read SFN, but they asked me from costing, and I read it in Inter. I couldn't remember. So they can ask from costing as well, law as well, income tax, GST, FR, SFM. ये पांचों जगह से पूछा जा सकता है. और क्या क्या पूछा जा सकता है, we used to keep noting everything. जो भी पूछा जा सकता है. So according to that, I have prepared a syllabus, a PDF file for that, wherein everything is written. So you one thing, two things. I think each one of you must be clear. First, आपने जो काम किया है, आपको जो आर्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस है, you must be very clear about that. You must be in a situation कि कोई भी सवाल मुझसे मेरे आर्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस से पूछ ले, or the best possible question that they can ask me from my CV, I must be able to answer. This is one thing, core part. The other is बाहर से कहाँ पूछेंगे. बाहर से जहाँ से पूछेंगे ना, मैंने उसके लिए बना दिया है PDF, and you can share this to everyone, and I can bet इससे बाहर नहीं आएगा. And I'll be sharing the Google Drive link of this because brain has a limitation. आप 2 घंटा पहले सुने, अभी भूल गए होंगे. I know brain has a limitation. Therefore, क्योंकि मैंने स्ट्रगल किया है अपने इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में, I had failures. I'm into a large CA बनने के बाद लोगों का सपना होता है मैरिको में आना, क्योंकि they offer 30 lakh rupees per annum, and maybe I'll get a PPO if I clear in first attempt. See, so I'll be sharing that with you, and thanks to Padam for giving me this opportunity, and I've guided him as well. So I'm really thankful to him, and I'll be sharing this 5 PDF with you. And और कुछ नहीं करना यार, और कुछ नहीं करना आपको. Everything is written there, everything is documented. जो उन्होंने बोला CV में कुछ नहीं लिखना है, ऐसा नहीं लिखना है कि जो इंटरव्यूअर गुस्सा हो जाए, या एवरीथिंग. आप जितना इंटरव्यूअर ने जो बोला, सबका क्रक्स है उसमें. जितने इंटरव्यूअर ने जो बोला है, जो मेन पॉइंट्स बोले, एवरीथिंग इज देयर. सो अब कि भूल गए, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. एवरीथिंग इज डॉक्यूमेंटेड. यू स्टडी अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट, यू प्लान अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट. यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू फेल. आई कैन बैट अपॉन दिस. थैंक यू.
ग्रेट शिव, इट विल बी, मतलब ये तो सब स्टूडेंट्स के लिए एक बहुत ही बड़ा गिफ्ट है. लाइक यू हैव डॉक्यूमेंटेड ईच एंड एवरीथिंग सो डिटेलफुली, सो इट विल बी वेरी हेल्पफुल फॉर ईच वन ऑफ अस. एंड फिर
उसके
श्योरली हम
बाहर पूछ ही नहीं सकता बस.
या तो फिर हम सबके दिमाग में अब बस एक ही चीज आ रही है, वो है कि अब शिव भाई है तो फिर टेंशन किस बात का, राइट?
हाँ, एकदम.
And I think everyone
And you
will
can
agree with
reach
this.
out to me on LinkedIn anytime.
Sure. So everyone do join our LinkedIn channels. We'll be sharing all the links there too.
Well,
You could find.
I'll be sharing this right only on in the chat section. Let me share.
Yeah, sure.
The simple messages.
Yes, you can.
एक second. Can we paste the data over there? Wait, just a second.
Yes, you could do that.
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah.
Google Drive. This Google Meet. Just a second. अच्छा, got it. Copy. Pasting it over here. So this is the link where you will file the you will find the files. You got it?
Yes. So I would request everyone that please copy and paste this link somewhere, and also one of my MSc team member to share this on our Telegram group, because as soon as this session will end, this link will also get disappear. So guys, please copy this and share it.
This is the Ramban that you need, and one more thing, you have to dedicate 20-25 दिन आपको dedicate करने होंगे. You have to dedicate 20-25 दिन और 3-4 hours per month. You have to dedicate. If you dedicate this time now, no one is going to stop you. And one more thing जो बच्चों के दिमाग में रहता है, मेरे attempt लगे होगा कि नहीं. I can tell you, 5 attempt लगे लेकिन HUL में. I can tell you. ठीक है, कुछ कंपनीज का रहता है बैरियर, लेकिन Attempts do not matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 do not matter. If you get shortlisted, it's all up to the interviewer. It's all up to your interview that you'll get shortlisted or not.
Shiv, I think there is some sort of problem in the link. They are asking for the access. Like people are
Access,
mentioning it in comment
okay,
section.
access. Well,
Oh,
provide this PDF to this, what to say? What is the name?
or else we will share it
But
on the group.
Yeah, I will share
Yeah,
it to you. Okay,
yeah,
Srishti, I'll
yeah.
share it to you over WhatsApp
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that, and you share
Sure.
across all of them. And you can post it on the
Okay.
LinkedIn as well. No
Yeah,
issues.
sure, we'll do that.
Okay, anything
Yeah.
more from me? कुछ पूछना है?
Like there are two, three questions that we have received over our Google Forms. So
Yeah.
like बहुत सही हुआ कि we kept this decision and keep this two question for you because अब समझ में आ रहा है कि ये दो questions आपसे better और कोई answer कर ही नहीं सकता था. Like
Okay,
many
nice.
of us ask like कौन सी ऐसी companies है that offer a great role for finance for industrial training.
To my knowledge, there are few FMCG companies that offer good roles in finance, like ITC offers very, very good roles. Marico at the same time, HUL, Dabur, and there are many other companies as well that you need to deep dive into in order to find, right? There are many other companies as well that offer good roles in finance. But if you get an opportunity somewhere in ITC, Marico, or FMCG sector specifically, that is like a government job. FMCG का भी नहीं डूबेगी. There is a very high chance, and they hire only intelligent candidates. I would say HUL में हो बड़ी बात है, ITC में हो बड़ी बात है. The exposure that you will be getting, the package that you will be getting, it's far more high. You see the package of HUL, you see the package of ITC, you see the package of Marico. FMCG से ज्यादा पैसे कोई नहीं देता. अगर आपको FMCG का एक्सपीरियंस है, your life is set. And basically in business finance, you get to know कि industry कैसे चल रही है, कौन से प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करने हैं, क्या एक्विजिशन करना है, मेरा इस साल का वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ क्या है, ठीक है, ऑप्टिकल ग्रोथ क्या है, मेरी कंपनी मैं दूसरे से compete कर पा रहा हूँ नहीं नहीं पर जैसे मैरिको इज गेटिंग इनटू द फूड सेगमेंट्स. आप सबने सुना होगा सफोला, आपने अपना पैराशूट इस्तेमाल किया होगा, निहार शांति आमला, ऑल दिस प्रोडक्ट्स ऑफ द मैरिको ओनली, राइट? सो बेसिकली कंपनी कैसे चलानी है ना, अगर आपके पास ये स्किल सेट हो गया ना, तो फाइनेंस डोमेन का यही इंपॉर्टेंस है कि आप एक दिन सीएफओ बन सकते हैं. बिल्कुल, जिसके पास फाइनेंस का नॉलेज है उसी को सीएफओ बनाया जाता है. So my target is that only. Yeah.
Great. So
Yeah.
Shiv, now we open up for the audience. So Shubham, you
Okay.
could ask
Yeah.
your question.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hi, Shubham. Good evening.
Sir, I have a specific question from you regarding my
Don't call me sir, call me
article
Shiv.
shift. Okay. Shiv, I have a specific question regarding me. Actually,
Okay.
I'm in TR Chadda Mumbai branch, TR Chadda and
Okay.
Company. I'm in pursuing articleship in statutory audit. So,
Okay.
means few people are saying that I should not leave the firm as our means TR Chadda brand name is very big one. It's in the top 20 tag brand name. And
Okay.
actually, the thing is, the Mumbai branch of TR Chadda is not that too big means. Okay.
Okay.
So people are
Okay.
saying that you will get to work very high quality work. I will get means in the third year or in the second year of articleship, the quality of work will be very high means. The kind of work our
Acha.
means manager and senior managers do, we will also do that kind of work itself if we stay on
Okay.
the same client. So
Okay.
is it worth it means going to industrial training, living this thing, which our seniors are
So,
saying?
to answer this question, I would like to ask few things from you. Like, how many subjects have you completed till now?
How many?
When is your attempt due, first of all? When is your attempt due?
November 25.
November 25.
Yeah.
And you are in the first year of articleship, right?
Yeah.
How many months completed?
6 months completed.
6 months.
Yeah.
So, and okay, 6 months completed, and it's what is your matlab, perception towards your life? Like, what do you want? Do you want to go into the corporate or you have to practice?
Actually, I want to do job or practice for the first 2 3 years. Then I will become an investor and
मतलब
trader
you
sort
want
of
to
thing.
do
Means मेरे
job
को
for
मतलब मेरे को
2 or 3 months, right?
interest finance में. Yeah. फर्स्ट थ्री
Difference, right?
फर्स्ट थ्री 2-3 साल
See,
मतलब
one thing I would
जॉब
say,
करो.
you
हाँ.
utilize this 1.5 years, okay?
Okay.
Utilize this 1.5 years, learn the maximum that you can, extract the
Okay.
best out of that you can, out of the
Okay.
articles of experience. After that, you must go for industrial training. What you do is start preparing for CA final right from now. Now only, because
Okay.
this new syllabus has been launched.
Yes.
You get registered, start preparing for FR, SFM first of all, right? FR, SFM. You
Okay.
can start with that. Cover,
Okay.
like it's six subjects, right? You can cover three,
Yeah.
four subjects easily. जब तक 15 महीना
Yeah.
खत्म होगा, you can cover 3, 4
Hmm.
subjects. You have to study only 2 of them, DT, IDT.
हाँ.
So
हाँ.
plan accordingly, plan your studies, work hard.
Okay.
1.5 साल मेहनत करो, उसके बाद इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में भी मजा आएगा, and you will clear your CA final exams as well. And you
Okay.
have to do, because see, your brand है आपका firm, no issue, but articles of experience do not count in corporate, and
Okay.
the
Got.
exposure that you get in corporate is far more different than CA firms. ठीक है,
Okay.
यार you call
हाँ.
everyone by name, जैसे वीडियो वगैरह में तो नाम से ही बुलाते हैं, लेकिन जो ये फर्म्स है इसमें क्या होता है कि कंपनीज कॉर्पोरेट्स में even you call the CFO by name, right?
हाँ.
And you get a glimpse through your own eyes as to how the corporate works. You get to meet with the people who are involved in the decision making of the company. Got it?
Okay.
So
Got it.
basically you got to learn. हर एक नए बंदे से ना, हर बंदा रैंकर होगा, कोई CFA होगा, कोई अच्छे पोजीशन पे होगा. You get to learn something good things from them, and that will make
Okay.
you a good professional. And see,
Okay.
corporate में एक चीज है, अगर आप ऊपर पहुंच गए तो आप नीचे नहीं आ सकते थे. अगर आपका
हाँ.
20 का पैकेज है, 30 का पैकेज है मैरिको में, इफ यू गेट इनटू HUL वो 35 देगी, 40 देगी.
Okay.
There are people in
Got it.
Marico who have a good experience of 6, 7 years who became a partner, and the salary of partner is around 70 lakh rupees, 60, 70 lakh rupees as far as I came out.
Okay.
So you drill for 5, 6 years, get to that package, enjoy your life.
ओके. ओके, मेरा और एक क्वेश्चन था आपसे कि मैं अभी CFA भी कर रहा हूँ, मैं CFA L1 कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं मतलब अगले
CFA,
साल फेब.
I would suggest you clear your level 1.
हाँ.
That will be an add-on when you are looking for industrial training. That
हाँ.
will be an add-on. And CFL L2 मत करो अगर तुम्हारे पास टाइम नहीं है. You better focus on your industrial training, so on your articleship and studies, because
हाँ.
CA बना ऐसा, CA ऐसा होता है ना, बैकअप. पहले CA बनना.
बैक.
I have
हाँ.
seen my friends who did CFA level 1 दिया, level 2 नहीं हुआ, फिर CA में भी फंस गए, like, right? The seniors,
Okay.
I would say. So I've
हाँ.
seen many of them. Your primary
Okay.
focus must be chartered accountancy. Once you clear this, ACCA is easy, CFA is easy. Even I am a CFA aspirant, I would say. I want to pursue
Okay.
CFA, but I will be doing
Okay.
that. Even I can qualify the CFA level 1. अगर मैं 2-4 दिन बाद बैठ जाऊँ तो मैं qualify कर लूँगा. But
Okay.
I want to pursue post qualification, because CA is my
हाँ. हाँ.
primary goal, and CA must be your
Okay.
primary goal. And new
हाँ.
syllabus आया है, there are many changes. You have to adapt yourself. So I feel articleship अच्छे से करो, अच्छे से
मीन्स
Excel
आई वाज
सीखो.
सेइंग. ओके. हाँ.
Yeah. बोलो
मीन्स
बोलो.
आई वाज सेइंग यू कि आप जो बोले ना कि L1 करो, मेरा यही प्लान है कि L1 खत्म करके नवंबर तक क्लासेस करके L1 की जो भी थोड़ी बहुत क्लासेस ली है, उसके बाद मैं अपना 2-3 महीने प्रिपेयर करके कि तो फैब में दे दूंगा या फिर मई या फिर अगस्त में दे दूंगा. और जैसे CFA
See,
का पढ़ाई खत्म हो
that
जाएगी
CFA
फिर.
you can do. It's up to you. You can do, but you have to manage. That
नो नो.
should not hamper your CA final studies. You have to do one class
नहीं
a
नहीं
day.
नहीं.
एक दिन, जैसे
नहीं
एक
नहीं.
दिन खाना खाना
हाँ.
जरूरी है ना, you have to do a class a day.
हाँ, वो मैं समझ गया. वो मैं आपको ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि मेरा CFA L1 हो जाएगा जब मैं इंडस्ट्रियल में अप्लाई करूंगा, तो मतलब ऐसी
ठीक है.
कोई कंपनीज है क्या जिसमें एडेड एडवांटेज मिलेगा मेरा CFA L1 का जब मैं इंडस्ट्रियल में
Definitely
अप्लाई करूँ.
you share your CV with me. मैं आपको क्रेडिट स्विच में करवा दूंगा. I have
ओके.
a
क्रेडिट
strong
स्विस में.
reference. I have a friend over there. आप CFA level 1 करिए, आप आर्टिकल से अच्छा करिए, CV बनाइए, you share it with me, and
ओके.
definitely that is an advantage only. तो क्रेडिट स्विच वगैरह
ओके.
प्रेफरेंस देता है जिनके पास CFA का एक्सपीरियंस है. IBs में आपको,
ओके.
UBS ये सब में आपको मदद मिलेगा, मॉर्गन स्टैनली. तो that will
ओके.
be an added advantage. Level 2 हो गया तो
ओके.
क्या ही कहना फिर.
ओके, तो इसी वही चीज मैं आपको पूछ रहा था कि मतलब ऐसी कोई कंपनीज है क्या जो एडवांटेज देती है, और जो
हाँ
आपने मेरे को
डेफिनेटली,
बता
आईबी
दी।
कंपनीज आपको होता है ना कि चटाई बिछा के आइए सर।
ओके, गॉट
या
इट, गॉट इट। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर।
या
सॉरी, शिव सर।
शिव, ओके ओके।
शिव, ओके,
Okay.
थैंक यू।
Purva,
So basically, I don't have any question, but thank you. क्योंकि मेरे माइंड में पहले कुछ और परसेप्शंस थे. आफ्टर हियरिंग यू, FMCG इंडस्ट्री इज एक्चुअली बड़ी, बट स्टिल उसमें इतना स्कोप. तो यस, थैंक यू सो मच. लाइक बहुत अच्छे से जो आपने एक्सप्लेन किया है ना, उसके लिए थैंक यू सो मच.
या definitely. चलो, I'll be
so
sharing those files with Padam
yeah,
or Srishti, and she'll be sharing with the entire community, and hope
yeah.
that will help the entire candidates to get industrial training in their जो उनके दिमाग में है, in their specific domain, and get shortlisted in the best industry.
Yes. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
Shiv,
much.
for being here. And I hope you
Yeah.
will be connected to the entire MSc community throughout.
Yeah, I'm always there. This is a very great initiative. Like when I did my this, I was looking for industrial training. Okay. Uh, I had faced many failures. Like there was no one to guide. We learned from failures. ठीक है, मैंने इंटरव्यू में रिजेक्शन खाया, फिर मैं सीखा. फिर I have even cried after the interview कि भाई इस सवाल की वजह से नहीं हो पाया. In such big companies. After joining Marico, I got calls from Intel, I got calls from Cummins, Wipro. अभी मेरे को याद आ रहा है कंपनीज. उसके बाद भी, एंड वो तो सीवी कैसे बनानी है ना, ऐसी सीवी बनाओ कि 4 नहीं 40 कंपनी में शॉर्टलिस्ट हो जाए. राइट. So basically, this
Yeah.
must be the intention. This must be the intention. And as I told you, कि हमने failures देखा है, मेरे friend ने failures देखा है, and I do not want any one of you to कि उसको ऐसा failure मिले. क्योंकि क्या होता है ना, कभी कभी आर्टिकल्स में क्या होता है, नोटिस पीरियड दे दिया, प्रिंसिपल अलग तरह के तरीके से बिहेव करने लगा कि इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग हुआ नहीं तो मेरा जीवन बर्बाद कर देगा बाकी का. तो ऐसा भी होता है. तो किसी के पास बैकअप प्लान भी नहीं रहता है. लाइक आई डोंट हैव अ बैकअप प्लान. आई हैड टू लीव आफ्टर 18 months. अगर आई वुडंट हैव गॉट IT in a good organization, I would have taken a dummy. It was such kind of situation for me. So basically, we struggled, and I do not want any one of you to struggle. I'm always available on LinkedIn. You can connect to me if you want, and I'm always there to resolve your queries. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Shiv. It was very grateful
Thank
to
you.
have you in this session. Thank you so
Chalo.
much.
Thank you.
Okay. So, guys, without wasting our time, let's move on to our next and the last speaker. So, I welcome Vikas Kalani. He is currently pursuing his industrial training in Henkel within the taxation domain. So, hi, Vikas, and Team MSc welcomes you. Over to you, Purva.
Hello, Vikas. Are you there? Okay, your mic is off.
Yes, hi Purva and Shrishti. Thank you.
So, yes, just the way Shrishti has introduced you. So, tell us in detail about your domain, your firm, and all the practical exposure.
So first of all, I would like to thank my student club for organizing this session for all the industry trainee aspirants. So now coming to what is my domain and what are the practical experience that I got at Henkel. So basically my domain is direct tax and transfer pricing. So my work involves, like, on a month-to-month basis, I need to do the TDS payment workings. And while doing these things, if any, in Henkel, the accounting entries are posted by GBS Essential team. So it is outsourced to a third party. In case any wrong entry is there in TDS, I need to prepare the rectification entries, and those entries are posted by them. So I need to interact with those guys also. So intercompany entries are posted by teams sitting at Philippines, and the entries which are posted in India for the Indian vendors, they are posted in Bangalore. So it helped me to interact with a lot of guys across the globe. Like I interact with people from Germany, I interact with people from Philippines, Korea. So that's one advantage of working in the taxation profile. Next, also the quarterly compliance is also like advanced tax working, quarterly deferred tax working, tax provisions that a person in the taxation domain has to do. In addition to that, we need to collate data for the corporate tax transfer pricing assessment. Like in for that, we have to interact with almost all the domains, all the other departments. Like in order to substantiate any claim made for an expenses for uh, human resource or for marketing or for business controlling, we need to interact with them to gather the evidences that support the deduction or expenses claim. So this is one more advantage. So you get to know more people around you, more people in the company. And moreover, also I would like to tell one of the major project that I undertook during my industrial training was advanced pricing agreement. So that's a very rare opportunity that very few people get to know about what is advanced pricing agreement. So few of you might know if you have completed your international taxation classes, but I would like to give a short description of what is advanced pricing agreement. So while filing income tax return of a company, the company declares its profit and the AO makes some disallowances or make addition to its income, saying that you have entered into transactions which are not at arm's length. So suppose Henkel declared profit at 10% of its cost, and the assessing officer says it should be 20%. So there is a gap between what Henkel's view and what is the SSC's view. So they enter into an agreement called advanced pricing agreement, wherein both the parties negotiate between each other and are finally arrive at a conclusion or at a decided rate or decided margin. So in that advanced pricing agreement, we had to recalculate all the tax liability for the year 2011-12 till 2019-20. So reforming the segmentals, filing income tax, modified income tax return for those agreement was a challenging task. It led to a saving of rupees 220 crores for the company. So it was such a major project which I got to work with. In addition to that, normal works are like 26 days reconciliation with the GL and solving the queries of the vendors with regard to tax deducted at tax collected at source, consulting the Accenture or the GBS team about the tax to be deducted on foreign remittances. Whatever the foreign remittances the company is making, taxes need to be deducted at source. Like we need to analyze both the DTAA as well as the income tax provision and accordingly provide them a rate at which they will be deducting the taxes. That was the overall experience that I had at Henkel, and it was truly amazing. I would love that.
Yeah, actually, like you have so much of the exposure connecting with the people of the other country and interacting with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like in Anchor during your while pursuing your industrial training, how you manage your studies with the work, like work study balance?
Yeah, so managing studies at the time of industrial training is very important. Like we get the study leaves less as compared to what we get in the articleship firm. So my office timing were 9 to 6, but I used to go at 10 o'clock and leave the office at around 7 o'clock. So it was basically 9 hours working, and 5 days work culture was there at Henkel. So I used to get enough time on weekends to study. Also during the office days, also I get to study because I the traveling time was too less. So in the morning I used to study from 7 to 9, and then leave for the office and reach at 10. And in the evening also I used to study for 1.5 hour. Uh, that was manageable, and and now I'm on my final examination leave, which are due in November. So it is quite manageable. I think we get sufficient time to study.
All the best for your exams.
Thank
And
you.
now the next question is quick tips and tricks to clear the interview of Ankle.
So only the what I will share the suggestion, uh, what I uh, gone through about what I have gone through. So I gave interview for around 6 companies and I got selected in all of them. I started searching for industrial training or for only for taxation profile, but I could not find any industrial training profile for taxation initially in few days. So I applied for HDFC Bank and Kotak Mahindra Bank and Credit Suisse, and I got selected in all three of them. So the questions that were asked in those interviews were related to the profile specific. Like in HDFC, I got selected for corporate banking, CBG group. So in that they asked the questions related to financial ratios. In Credit Suisse, they asked me question related to derivatives. It was a liquidity reporting profile. And for Henkel and one more company that was Fullerton India, both were taxation profile. So in both the companies, they drilled down only on my CV portion. Whatever I have written in my experience portion, they asked me that only. Like they asked me what is section 148A, what are the submission that you have filed in 148, 148A, 144. And these were the provisions that they asked me, nothing more than that. And moreover, and coming to CV, I would like to tell you guys that just be truthful and only present those information that are relevant and that you know about. Don't fake. Don't do anything that is not related to you or that you don't know. That leads to a poor impression. And also, I would say be confident and be confident about the work that you did during your articleship. That will suffice.
Yeah, so from some Google Forms, we got some questions. So yeah, it is like from any past experiences, you should like you want the people or you want the students to say that one thing they should avoid during their industrial training or while preparing for the interview or anything like that.
So just I told you, like while preparing for interview and while preparing a CV, don't fake anything that is not related to you, that is not relevant. Just don't add anything that like you can add, like somebody added stock market enthusiast in our CV. So while in Credit Suisse, somebody added stock market enthusiast. So the interviewer took an interview of around 1 hour, asking him question from anything and everything. So and so he did not get selected in that interview because he was not aware about he was not that much aware about it. And and one more thing, that the interviewer specifically looks into a candidate, so they want the interview someone who has done the work during his articleship. Like if somebody has faked or somebody has done dummy articleship, he won't get selected. They will ask question related to your experience at the articleship. So be confident about that. That's the only thing that I will say about interview and CV preparation.
So one more question we have, like, is it worth to join industrial training?
Surely, definitely, one should definitely join industrial training. I would say I would compare it with respect to compensation, with respect to the pay that a person gets after qualifying and joining industrial training, and one who has done even we can compare one who has done industrial training and one who has done his articleship from Big Four. The difference, the normally a Big Four candidate gets a package post qualifying. He gets around 8 to 10 lakh rupees, while in the industry, as per my sources, Henkel gives 12 to 14 lakhs. As per my sources, it is an I cannot guarantee that, but surely one would definitely get benefit of joining industrial training, but not at the cost of studies. I would say, not at the cost of studies. One should take studies as a priority only.
Okay, so any questions from the audience? Yes, Sandeep, you may speak. Wait a minute. Until then, Shubham.
Yes, hello. Good evening, all.
Yes, Sandeep.
Sir, I have a call from Henkel. They said that you are considering for the interview.
Okay.
They just forwarded my CV to the, I think, interview panel, but
Okay.
they didn't call me to interview still. Just it has been 10 days, I think.
Okay.
Whether they are calling me or not, I'm not sure. But
okay, so for which profile you have applied?
Internal audit, I think so.
Internal audit.
Internal audit, I think so. They are not. कंफर्म नहीं किया था उन्होंने, मतलब यहाँ पे
Internal audit, actually, I am not aware about any industrial training in internal audit at Henkel.
Sorry, I'm confused. I think you have
So
account
actually, we have external internal auditors in our company.
account
So
या
Grant Thornton is our internal auditor. We don't have any in-house internal audit team. Maybe it may be business controlling or OTC or some
हाँ हाँ
other.
या बिजनेस कंट्रोल आई थिंक मैं कंफ्यूज हो गया एचडीएफसी के साथ, एचडीएफसी से इंटरनल ऑडिट आया था मुझे।
Okay, okay, okay.
तो
So it is business controlling.
हाँ, तो उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि रेज्यूमे फॉरवर्ड कर रहे हैं वो इंटरव्यू फाइनल के लिए, तो मुझे जानना था कि कल्चर वगैरह कैसा है वहाँ पे। बस
Culture is
study
surely very good culture at Henkel. I would say definitely 1,000 times better than a CA firm.
Okay.
It's 5-day week, and it is truly 5 days week. You don't need to work on Saturdays and Sundays until only for few hours. So you have to work on Saturday, Sunday. Mostly you have 5 days, 5 days a weekend, 5 days a week, and the timings are also quite good. There is no problem in that. Although the culture is very good, managers are very supportive. Managers helps you in development of your career. They are not like that. They are just
I think they have shortlisted my CV, but
Okay.
I don't how much time it will take to call for interview, or I don't know.
Okay, I will have a talk with someone from someone from business controlling. I will surely have a talk with them. I have remembered your name, Sandeep. Okay,
Yes, sir.
I will have a talk with them.
Okay, thank you. It has been, I think, 7 to 8 days. One
Okay,
lady
so you
called
can
me.
just send a mail on that whatever ID you have sent the mail.
No, no
You have
mail. I
applied
don't apply through website. I applied through website.
Okay. So I will surely have a talk with them.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I will just request you on LinkedIn.
Okay, sure.
Yes, surname, sir, please. You. Vikas.
Vikas Kalani.
Acha, thank you, sir. That's it.
Okay.
Anyone else? Aditi, you may speak. Aditi. Kajal.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, yes.
Hi, Vikas. I wanted to ask that if I've done articleship from like a small firm, then also I can get chance in industrial training like in good companies.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It is a myth that person who has done who has done articleship from a small firm won't get a opportunity as an industrial trainee. I know people who are working in small firms. Still, they are getting opportunity as an industrial trainee. You have to do hard work. You have to make efforts, and you will surely get the result. You will surely get industrial training in whatever goal you want to achieve. But just you don't lose hope. I would say you just keep on working hard. You will surely get industrial training. Wherever you are finding any vacancy, just apply there. Try to reach people who are working there. Ask them what are the questions that are asked in an interview. Try to catch up with them. Ask them to refer your CV over there. You will definitely get industrial training there. It is not so that small articleship firm guy don't get industrial training.
Okay, so can you please suggest some of the skills like which I can add on during my articleship journey so my chance of industrial training and selection gets increased?
So I would say, like whatever experience you are getting at your in your articleship, you should be confident about that. You should know whatever, like if you are working for income tax, you should be aware about the provision that are applicable. Why you are doing that work, you should be aware about that. If you are preparing an income tax return, you should be aware what are the provisions that are relevant in that, and you should have command over that. Also, one more thing, Excel is one more thing that is important. And nowadays, some organizations also prefer people who have Power BI expertise like that, basics of Power BI and data analytics prefer nowadays. So you can add on that also.
Okay, thank you, Vikas.
Welcome.
Sir, I have one more question. Can you give me some interview tips?
Interview tips, I have already told. Be confident and be confident about the work that you did during your articleship. Don't fake anything. That's the only one line I would say.
And what kind of question you can?
So questions will be related to the specific profile. Like I said, in HDFC Bank, they asked me question related to financial ratios. and different scenarios in a financial statement. So they wanted me to analyze the financial statement of a company. So it was a corporate banking profile wherein the HDFC Bank advances loans to companies who have turnover greater than 1,000 crores. So they wanted me to analyze the financials of those
No, I'm
companies.
asking about Henkel. Henkel.
For Henkel business controlling, I would say for business controlling specifically, I would say you should be aware about costing. So you should be
Okay.
aware about budgeting, variance analysis, and
Okay.
and the other thing that I would say you should be aware about whatever you done during your articleship, and that costing part is important in
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
business controlling because their work involves forecasting and sales analysis.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Aditi, you want to ask?
Yeah, my mic was disabled before, so I couldn't speak.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, sure.
so like
Yes, Aditi.
webinar because
Go
of
ahead.
ITR. Can you hear me?
No, can you please repeat?
Yeah, I kind of missed some part of this webinar because ITR did it, but so I don't know if this question has been answered before. My question is how do you find vacancies in companies? Like, how do you know if a company is hiring? Like, if there is a vacancy for industrial training in a company?
Okay, so I would suggest you 2 to 3 platforms where you can find industrial training opportunities. One is LinkedIn. So you can search industrial training there, and you will find all the posts related to industrial training in the LinkedIn, and you can apply accordingly. And the second platform is Telegram channel. So I think there is a Telegram channel. There are around 7 to 8 thousand subscribers. I think almost all the vacancies related to CA industrial training are posted there, and it will be very useful for you. And one more platform, that is ICI portal of CA industrial training. So many companies are listed there, and they post chartered accountancy industrial training vacancies over there. So you can apply from there also. These are the 3 platforms that I used and that I recommend you to use. It will help you.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So, any more questions?
So
Okay.
Srishti is saying that you can even search IT on our portal.
Yeah, my students club
Yeah.
has
They
opened.
are
Yeah,
making every
actually,
effort.
my student.
They are making too
Yeah.
many efforts for you guys. You should be thankful to them also. My student club.
And thank you so much, Vikas.
Yes,
And
Kajal,
thanks.
it's already provided. The link of the Telegram.
So yeah, over to you, Naveen.
Firstly, thankful to all the session, all our session speakers, Vikas, Vikas and others, Akshay, Ayush, and all of them. Also thankful to Shashti and Purva to who excellently led this entire session amazingly. They actually interacted with all of the students, actually kept them for like 3 hours. That's literally commendable. And throughout the session, we have delved into the world of industrial training and internal audit, led by finance, led by banking, and other domains. So uh, let me just explain you something more about my student club. So we have listed down few opportunities in the industrial training world. So we all of us just discussed out that let others not go to each and every platform and have a single platform. So we are actually shortlisting all the good opportunities and listing down them on our platform. So it's pretty convenient for you guys to have a firm hold and apply at renowned firms easily. And also we'll also look for references and help you out with this interview sessions and all. And also for the what do you call your resume thing, we'll help you connect with more such people in the industry. We'll also come up with other initiatives for you guys. So I would just request you guys to stay connected with us and just believe in us. We'll actually push forward for many good things. That's it.
Yes, and thank you so much, Naveen, for concluding this. And thank you so much, each one of you, for being patiently there throughout the time and hearing patiently to all the speakers and gaining the knowledge from them.
Thank you, ma'am.
So,
Thank you so much for the session.
thank you everyone for joining and making this session a great success. And I also thank the entire team of MSc. Like it was dedicatedly a very much like efforts for everyone that took and to make this session a great success. So lastly, I request you all to join our Telegram channel for more such events and more such seminar updates. Also follow our LinkedIn page. So yes, guys, let's be connected. ये अपना platform है. So everyone just be confident and feel free to ask anything and to raise out anything that you have in your mind on our My Student Club. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you so much.